Alright guys, what's up? We're live now. It's KJ, I'm here with Seth. How you doing? Good. My gamer name is Freedom, so you can call me that too. But yeah, it's
through its child sponsorship program, right? Community development, and most recently, humanitarian relief efforts. Right? AMCOP is sponsored by Couples for Christ, and it's helped thousands in the Philippines rebuild their homes and recover from natural disasters and calamities. But more importantly, AMCOP's child sponsorship program has helped hundreds of students receive and complete their education, right? A feat otherwise that they would not have been able to overcome. And with our communities in mind, AMCOP surges forward with a vision of conquering poverty and social injustices by being advocates for the less fortunate and ensuring the dignity of the poor. So that's what AMCOP is. And so we're here to raise funds for AMCOP. And what better way is to do it through esports, right? Playing games that we like. And more specifically, a lot of people like League of Legends and they love to play it. And so that's what we're doing tonight, where we have a tournament that we are hosting here. And with that, I want to bring in our tournament commissioner. Let's bring in, I'd like to welcome our commissioner, Keyline here. Keyline, if he once he turns on his video here. There he is. What's up, Keyline?
there he is.
Hey Seth, hey KJ, and what's up everybody? Your friendly neighborhood commissioner, Keyline here.
First of all, I want to honor you for an awesome cast last week. That was really great, right? It was really professionally done. You and Raph actually had a good synergy there, right? You guys really did that well.
Yeah, thank you. That was our debut cast, actually. Unfortunately, Raph won't be able to join me today. He is feeling under the weather and has a bit of a sore throat.
That must be a long cast and he wasn't used to it, but tell him to shape up because we're gonna need him to do this more often. But we have our cast tonight. But before we talk about tonight, let's talk about what happened last week, right?
Yes.
So go ahead, Keyline.
So one of the teams that we're going to be seeing tonight, Charlie and the PentaKill Factory, was actually part of our exhibition showcase last week, and very excited to see them again facing against SFC Telecom T1. And so last week in their game against Team Joe Mama, we saw a lot of great things from both teams, but Charlie and the PentaKill Factory really took it home from their great macro play, really being able to use the map and split pushing when necessary, and they had really great response time on help as well. So really being able to break out into a team fight whenever possible, and extending those moments where they're getting caught and being able to wait to get their team to join them. And finally, really solid showing from both solo laners, coming from Chale with his Diana and his ability to gank the other lanes when he was in mid, and our player of the week last week, Jolly Boy, Just excellent performance with Set and Mordekaiser. So really excited to see what they have in store for us tonight. And SFC Telecom T1 is no team to laugh at, even though CPF were our winners last week. The SFC Telecom T1 is actually they have the highest average rank among their team members across the league. So very excited to see a strong showing from them tonight.
Yeah, I'm really excited. But being fans of NBA and NFL, right? A lot of people say don't put a lot of don't bank on how they perform in the preseason, right? And so that was essentially a preseason. Let's see how they fare tonight. But before we do that, let's talk about the actual tournament itself. Can we display the schedule for this summer? And for you guys tuning in at home, we are on twice a week, every Monday and Tuesday. And so as you can see there in the schedule, tonight's game is the SFC Telecom T1 versus the CPF. I'm gonna shorten that name because that's always gives me a tongue twister. And you can see there the actual broadcast. So get used to tuning in every Monday, Tuesday nights for the entirety of July and actually spilling into August. But tonight, like what Keylime said, we're gonna be watching. We see. Can we bring up the graphic for each team? So the first team that we're going to be seeing tonight, which we saw last week, is CPF. And as you see there, the MVP from last week is Jolly Boy there. Let's see how he fares this week. And Jolly Boy right there is Oyo Erpe. And that's a pretty good team that we have here. But they're going to be facing the T1 team that Keelan talked about. And I think they're going to be the highest ranking team here. So this is going to be a pretty competitive matchup, don't you say?
They're like a Korean team. They have that name too. So there you go.
Absolutely. And they're going to live up to that name, I'm sure.
Yeah, so I'm
SFC Telecom T1, led by Paulo Cornelio, Barely Noah. They have a lot of folks that can really play multiple positions. So expect some changes and adjustments between the games, and just, again, really strong showings from those individual players. And we'll see how they'll, gel together as a team.
I'm excited to see this matchup tonight. But casting this with you, since Raph is under the weather, we have our guest caster for tonight. We're going to bring in Digon now. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome Digon to the cast here. And Digon is our shoutcaster and personality within League of Legends, and been fortunate to have him here join our cast. And how are you, Digon?
Great. In the professional scene, a lot of stuff happened today, and it's nice to be able to step away from a lot of the chaos that's happening in the Pro League and come back and just get into League of Legends for a fantastic cause.
Great. Thanks for joining us here. But we're actually going to go ahead and throw it to you, both casters. I think the lobby is ready. Our casters are ready. And take it away.
All right. I'll instruct them to start now.
All right. Thank you, KJ. Thank you, Seth. Let's hop on into it. Keith, this is going to be our first time casting together. What is our casting pairing name? Is it D Keith? Keith gone?
Keegan or D-Lime?
Ooh, D-Lime?
D-Lime sounds pretty good. Yeah.
All right, I'm down for D-Lime as we got ourselves, a matchup between two teams evenly matched here. I was able to pull up a lot of the stats on some of these players. So as the draft goes on through, we'll be like, oh yeah, this player actually plays a lot. Oh, Neozone, normally known as the hard carry, instead playing support this time. You said there's flexibility in a lot of these players as a champ pool, so I'm excited to see what happens here.
Yeah, as we can see from the bans, they're already getting rid of team captain Charles LeBlanc and last week's MVP Jolly Boy's Mordekaiser from those early bans, so they want to take advantage of those solo lanes and make sure they're not going to get behind there.
Yeah, Jolly Boy, Mordekaiser, Set. I believe there's one more major top lane he plays. I think you could put him on the Pantheon as well. 60% win rate this year so far in ranked matches. So we'll keep an eye on these bans. There's the Set that we expected, though.
There it is. So with that, Tryndamere and Jax looks like they're banning out the top lane up there on the side of Charlie and the PentaKill factory.
Yeah, this thin in the top lane now. 4 bans going to the top lane. Maybe you could say Set can flex into a couple different spots, but then right away, Diana locked on in, as well as the Ahri. So we got ourselves a little bit of playmaking in the mid lane here for the squad.
Yeah, and Ahri, I know that is Charlie's one of his best champions, and again, he's going to be a really big playmaker for Charlie and the PentaKill factory. So maybe they'll live up to the name and find themselves a PentaKill today.
Yeah, funny that the ban came on through here. Chicken Wings is a Tryndamere top only kind of guy, and we'll have that one banned away. Goes to a backup here in Darius to the top side of the map. What's the third pick going to be? A Lux. So Lux coming on through. We do have a Lux player in Chips, I believe. Chips plays himself a decent amount with the highest KDA out of all champs that he plays with a 3.69.
Wow, that is very impressive. And with the Darius pick, Darius is always a lot in the top lane. So even though Chicken Wings specializes with Tryndamere, hopefully he's going to make some plays with Darius, find those resets.
Yeah, interesting here because Diana traditionally was known as a mid laner for the longest time. Mostly this season now has come out as a jungler, very meta in the professional space. And so you see a flex pick Diana, could go jungle, could go mid. The Lux, which could be mid, could go support, and then Darius probably going top lane. Whereas on the opposite side, more of a traditional pick here in terms of your bot lane with Nautilus, Ashe, lots of lockdown, especially at level 6. But then the Ahri, early on, you kind of open yourself up to possibly getting counterpicked here. So we'll see how these bans shape up. Kaisa getting taken away. The last ban here will be Kog'Maw as well. So hitting away at this AD carry position against SFC. Yeah, SFC here.
Yeah, and I'm always seeing Ashe, and I don't remember a time where Ashe wasn't a good pick. It seems like she's been meta for a good amount of time since that rework. Those passive slows on her Q. I mean, her passive auto attack slowing. That's just way too strong, man. And with the Nautilus point and click CC, should be an exciting bot lane.
For sure. Oh, here it is. So it looks like the Lux was just a bait. Hovering over the Anivia right now is Johnny Boy. Let's see if they decide to lock that one in at the PentaKill factory. Yes, they do. The Anivia. Let's see, who plays the Anivia? No one plays the Anivia on their team, so maybe first time Anivia here. Yeah, for SFC. The PentaKill factory, they locked in Nunu, so that'll be the jungle matchup there. Nunu against Diana. In that, you basically never want to run into the Diana. You want to gank one side of the map and hope Diana's not there if you're tracking the pathing. And Vayne locked in. It's Vayne top. Ashe going to the bottom side of the map. Nautilus going on into the bottom side of the map. So there's a spicy pick to kick things off in our first matchup.
That's going to be one hell of a top lane between the Vayne and Darius. Really excited for that matchup there.
Yeah, really, this is all about spacing on the top side of the map. You want to make sure that Jolly Boy is never close enough for Darius to pull him in with the apprehend. If he does that, then he dies. It's pretty straightforward. Also, you got to be careful of the flashes as well, right? Darius is going to try to do flash apprehend, so Vayne, Jolly Boy needs to make sure that he continues to keep the space away, use his flash for Darius's flash, and if his flash is down, know that can't really farm unless he's under turret.
Yeah, and not really a lot of room for Jolly Boy to pass that mid line, because if Diana can catch him anywhere near there between Diana's ult and Darius's pull in that kit, it's not going to look good for Jolly Boy up there.
Yeah, so a lot of fun here in this draft to kick things off. The Nunu as well, again, not going to want to fight against the Diana early on. Not quite the tools to have. You want to get in, counter jungle, counter gank, but you really don't win the 1v1 here against Diana, especially at level 6. So the power is to snowball a lane. If you're trying to snowball a lane, that we talked about it, the bot lane right there. Ashe and Nautilus, very impressive. Nautilus just needs to land one dredge line, and auto attack keeps him stunned in place, as well as Ashe getting the slows down with volley. And a lot of AD carries that are immobile, like Ashe, they don't have any movement spells, like a Kaisa, like a Lucian, struggle. But since Ashe has the slows, as you said, that weakness turns into a bait for a very quick counter if Nunu is hanging around. Ahri as well in the mid lane against Anivia. This is a lane where Ahri will have the priority. Ahri is going to just want to push this lane out with the orb, and then go roam on the side of the map. So you'll look for a Nunu and Ahri 2v1 in the jungle against Diana. But Anivia kind of gets stuck under tower until level 6, where she gets her ultimate, then can start pushing back. But early on, you need to see the Nunu and the Ahri make some plays happen, land a charm, and snowball this game so that Ashe at level 6, Vayne at level 6, their power spike is going to be right there at level 6. A lot of the kill pressure early on is going to be in the hands of the Jhin Lux lane and Darius on the top side of the map for SFC.
Absolutely, and I think with the Nautilus and Ashe bot lane, they're going to want to find an early kill on that Lux Jhin combo, seeing as they're both really squishy. And if you get Lux, if Lux happen to get some kills early, then this might be a problem for the PentaKill factory.
Oh, for sure. It is very easy to see how the snowball will work for the PentaKill factory. And I'm not talking about Nunu snowball. I'm talking about them getting a lead and then making this game very unplayable. And you have yourself a Vayne top, like it is in most of your solo queue games. The Vayne top is just kind of there and yelling at you that you didn't gank enough, and then nothing really happens. So Jolly Boy has his work cut out for him against Chicken Wings to keep that space there. Make sure you keep an eye on the flash timers of Chicken Wings, and then really just kind of absorb the pressure until Nunu and Ahri can roam up top.
Yeah. And so, for our viewers that are new to League of Legends, Degon,
yeah,
what's the problem with having a Darius versus Vayne matchup up at the top, or who does it favor and why so?
Yeah, it favors the Darius because basically Darius will have control of the lane. Darius wants to fight in melee range, right in front of the Vayne. Vayne is ranged. So theoretically, okay, that's great, but as soon as if Vayne is attacking Darius and Darius just keeps walking up, then that space gets closed. So you're kind of in this constant dance between the auto attacks and each other. So you really just want to make sure you maintain that space if you're Vayne. But if you're Darius, you want to close that gap. And so basically, you're using the minions as your controlling of that space at higher levels. We'll see what happens here in this game.
Yeah, I'm thinking that Jolly Boy's gonna rush Kraken Slayer. I think the thought process behind that was Darius is a tanky guy for the most part, and they want to try to whittle down his health, but with his damage over time, as well as his healing abilities with his Q. Not too sure if that's going to be the best pick for the lane, but we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, we definitely will, as we're on to the Rift for the first match of the LAS, the League and Cup Series. We got ourselves Charlie in the PentaKill factory against SFC Telecom T1. I believe that was their full name.
Yep.
And so,
SFC Telecom T1, we're seeing the Flash and Ghost on the Darius.
Yeah, again, it's all about closing the gap there for Chicken Wings on the top side of the map. You wants to be able to use the Flash for Flash on Jolly Boy, but then after that, having the Ghost there instead of the Teleport will help on in. Teleport allows you to get back into lane, get into fights across the map. If you're Jolly Boy, I assume you're going to use the Teleport to get back in the lane because Vayne wants to hit level 6. At level 6, Vayne gets her ultimate, which is Final Hour. She'll get to tumble, go invisible in the tumble, as well as gain a flat amount of damage based off of her auto attacks. So I think it's a selfish TP usage there. Not as selfish in a bad way, but just selfish. That's how you're going to use that one. Some players or some champions bring teleports so that they can help the bottom side of the map get ahead. Those types of things. But I don't think it is that in this case.
Yeah, I don't think so. She might find herself getting killed as soon as she TPs, but I feel like we're going to see a lot of TPs from Jolly Boy to relieve some pressure off the map and split push in certain instances here.
So early on, a little bit of trading here in the mid lane. Getting to see exactly what this lane is like. I think you're going to have the Nivea sitting on the wave, and then Ari pushing it on in. Oh, camera's taking us all over the place right now.
It is. A lot of action across the map. From last week, we saw that neither team were really going for invades, and it's the same case for this week. Everybody's really trying to play safe as far as that early first 2 minutes. Oh, there's a pull by Darius.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. You don't want that if you're Jolly Boy. After that trade, though, I think Chicken Wings need to decide, hey, if I'm going to pull Vayne in, I need to get a couple of stacks of the Hemorrhage on, which is damage over time, and then I can get the Decapitate, which is the spin.
Really
now here comes a gank on the top side of the map, though. Noah coming on in. Jolly Boy gets caught out. There's the flash. There's the follow-up flash. Jolly Boy gonna burn this one down, using the potion to stay alive for a little bit longer, and oh, Jolly Boy will barely stay alive. Will recall, but an early good gank there by Barely Noah.
And we see Nunu up there a little bit late on the counter gank, but a great flash from Jolly Boy to stay alive and keep the score 0-0 here. Or the kill count, I should say.
Yeah, interesting enough, both junglers were pathing towards that way, but because Barely Noah did not go for an extra camp like Shorty did, Shorty cleared out his wolves on the on his side of the map. Barely Noah didn't, and ran straight to the top side of the map, was able to get there first and blow flash and the teleport there of Jolly Boy. Chile with the nice charm, though, and Chips Kaloy now standing and fighting. Both champions out of mana, and they both realize, yeah, I have no more spells, I'll walk away. A nice little trade there in the mid lane.
Shall transcend.
Just a little bit of farming back and forth right now.
The hook lands by Neozone, and great gank by Shorty. Might be going a little deep in there.
Yeah, wasn't quite able to get the kill, but two flashes with one gank by Shorty, and this is what Nunu does. Nunu rolls up into the lane, and then is able to assert pressure there. Two flashes means that summoner spell is going to be down for another 5 minutes. Come back, gank around like 7 minutes, 8 minutes, whatever it is, because both Lux and Jin do not have movement spell abilities. Should be an easy gank as long as the Nunu can get on in there.
I'm surprised they didn't go for plates there. They had a pretty decent wave, but looks like they had enough money to go back and buy.
Yeah, pretty tough recall there by Filipino Bro and Johnny Boy. Double long swords here for Filipino Bro. A long sword and a dagger for the attack speed for Mother Duck. Again, each auto attack gets the slowdown on the champion, as well as does passive damage, because you don't crit with Mother Duck. So nice little play there. And in the top lane, this is what Chicken Wings didn't want. If you use your flash and your ghost, you wanted to make sure that you killed the Vayne. But now you don't have the kill pressure because you can't close the gap between the ranged Vayne and her auto attacks and your big axe there. Here we go. Gank coming on in. Barely Noah trying to get a kill, and away they go. So Jolly Boy and the pick paying off because he did not die earlier.
Great ward there in the river bush. Kept him from getting killed there. But we saw that just died, and we'll see if Diana's going to be making her way up top for another gank soon.
Yeah, that's right. Again, everybody, everyone's like, oh, what do I spend my money on? You know, what's the best build path I could get? The best thing you can do in solo queue to help yourself, buy wards and place them. Go back to the base, get yourself 2 vision wards. You can only use 1 at a time, but, you know, think about it. If you put a vision ward down and someone kills it, that theoretically is like you saving your life. It was like 75 gold. Instead of dying, having to go to the base, the other team gets 300 gold. You just place that down, you're like, ugh. Now you got another one. It's like extra lives every time.
Losing gold, losing XP, just buy the ward.
Still no kills here, 7 minutes on in. Sums still down both in the top and bottom side, and here we go. The dredge line comes on in. Filipino Bro a little bit too far back. Auto attack a minion. No one saw that mother duck, and the Nautilus picks up first blood. The snare will land. Johnny Boy will stay alive. We're not done with the action yet. Chile hit level 6, and here comes the gank. Nunu coming on through. All 3 members getting into the action. 2 kills early on here after just a 7 minutes of chilling. Great start here for the PentaKill factory.
Yeah, way to be active by Chale, Shorty, and Jolly Boy while the fight was going on down in the bot lane. They went a little deep into that jungle, but it paid off. So finding that Diana by herself. Now they make their way to Dragon to clear wards and set up for it. We'll see if SFC is gonna try and challenge this.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward right now because although they did pick up the kill on the bottom side of the map, that allowed SFC to go back and get items. So based off of items purely right now, Filipino Bro is a lot stronger than Ash. You got the whole Noon Quiver against just a dagger and a longsword. Doesn't look like it's going to be a full send, so it's just going to be a steal attempt. Not able to pick it up as Noah, and Noah will die for that one. Shorty, Nerves of Steel, picks up the dragon and a kill.
Way to smite that. We saw the missed Ash arrow, but still get the kill on Diana. That's 2 quick deaths on Diana. We'll see if Shorty will capitalize. Looks like he's making his way to his blue buff there.
Oh, here we go on the top side of the map. Chicken Wings uses Ghost. That allows the movement speed. Jolly Boy forced to use the ulti. Chicken Wings needs to back on up. Oh, flashes, but misses the decapitate. Goes for the ultimate and is able to get the Noxian Guillotine. What a play there after it looked like it might have gone all wrong for Chicken Wings.
Yeah, it looked really good for Jolly Boy. One auto might have been the difference there, but great play by Chicken Wings to use the Ghost and close that gap like you mentioned earlier. That's really going to be the key to the game there.
Yeah, so looks like we know where SFC should start diverting their resources to in the top side of the map. And again, in the mid lane, Chips Kaloi, Anivia, scales pretty darn well. The later the game goes, the stronger Anivia gets. Chale still needs to land spells, no matter at what level she is. Still got to land your charm, still got to get the orb right, and here we go. Chips Kaloi, nice stun, puts the wall up as expected. Chile forced to ulti away, still chunked down by the frostbite. But Chile, on a roam to the top side of the map, gets a little bit of vision and loses a lot of health. Yeah, if I'm Diana now, I'm looking for a gank on this mid side of the map. Again, you know that there is no ulti. Here comes the Nunu, expecting Noah to be there. Noah is there, gets plopped by the snowball, and we'll be forced to head on down to the bottom side of the map. We'll take a Scuttle Crab for Diana's loss there. So taking a look at the farm numbers right now. I know on Filipino Bro died earlier, 75 CS, so still up CS though, although gave up that early death. They do have their summoners back on up. Here we go, another gank attempt in the mid lane, not going to pan out. And off back to the top side of the map. Chicken Wings does not have either sums. Jolly Boy still has flash. Ooh, that was a stun. That was a little questionable. Ooh!
Great play by Chips Kaloi.
Yeah, Chile. Not respecting the damage there possible by Anivia. If you get slowed by any of Anivia's abilities. The stun has the slow, the ulti has the slow. It doubles the damage of Frostbite, which is the little dagger that you see going on through. And now Johnny Boy getting a little close, blocked by the AD carry. It was very nice of you, but now forced to run away. Flash backwards by Filipino Bro keeps him alive. And boy, that was a bit of a unnecessary trade by Johnny Boy, but the AD carry come to the aid of his support.
Yep, kind of clutch for Jin to jump in there, but loses his flash along the way.
Oh, barely Noah coming in with the gank. Jolly Boy, you able to use the flash and condemn away. Nice play there to ward off the gank, but if you had a ward, there would have been a gank there. So there it is. Buy your wards, y'all. Use your wards.
Jolly Boy still has a decent lead in the CS, but a kill to both top laners on Vayne from that earlier 3-on-1 against the Diana. And we'll see Chicken Wings using the Ghost and able to pull Jolly Boy.
Oh! Yeah, that's not what Jolly Boy wanted. Yes, it was a condemn into the wall that gets the stun, but really, Jolly Boy just wanted to push Chicken Wings away. Jolly Boy able to get away there. Another usage of a summoner spell. You can see the gank now being set up. It's 4 members on the bottom side of the map. Filipino Bro and Johnny Boy about to get dove. Chile misses the stun. Not able to get that one. The charm goes wide, but doesn't matter. Chile presses R, gets the kill. Shorty left alive as well. Coming under the turret. Down he goes, and so Mother Duck picking that one up, but chips Aloy, Roman, and the bird can fly, and Nivea picks one up. Now barely Noah does not have ultimate yet from that gank on the top side of the map, but it won't be needed. Now Neozone getting taken out. She'll be the next to fall, and Chips Kaloy. 3 kills here for Chips Kaloy, 2 on the counter gank, and this Anivia is going to be a problem.
Yeah, great answer by Anivia and Diana to recognize that Charlie and the PentaKill factory were all missing. Not a lot of action there, so they went the bot lane and got 3 kills out of that, or 2 kills out of that, I should say.
Oh, close game here, almost 15 minutes on in. Again, you can see Jolly Boy every time Chicken Wing steps up has to go backwards, but Chicken Wings has flash. Oh, that apprehend would have been the end of Jolly Boy. Chicken Wings probably a little too low and needs to recall now. Barely Noah and Chips Kaloy. After they took control of the counter gank on the bottom side of the map, we'll take the dragon and split it 1-to-1 now. And what this means is with the dragon on the bottom side of the map gives you beneficial bonuses throughout the game based off of which one it is. But the big bonus you get is after you get 4 of them. And by splitting the dragons 1-to-1 so far, that means this game's going to go a little bit longer. Usually if one team gets 3, the threat of them getting 4, which is the big bonus, is going to be very scary. But if you're at 1-to-1, you kind of like, hey, this next dragon, 6 minutes later, don't feel a lot of pressure. We can continue to farm, and that benefits Chips Kaloy.
Yeah, and really big for them to take that Ocean Drake away from the PentaKill factory with having both Nunu and Nautilus, really tanky champions that would have benefited from the Ocean Drake. That would have kept their fights really, or made their fights a little bit longer, which would benefit CPF. So great job on taking that dragon away from them.
Yep, so here we are, 15 minutes in, 4-5 still. You got the go button on the bottom side of the map if you're Mother Duck in Neozone. I want to see Mother Duck just shoot the enchanted crystal arrow, getting on in and blow him up. Here we go, flash forward by Chicken Wings. There's a condemn backwards. I think Chicken Wings could have kept going if they wanted to, but again, flash used, but no kill picked up there. Nunu roaming, so Darius might be in a little bit of trouble. We know that Darius used flash already. Here comes Jolly Boy as well. No condemn, but pops the ult. Chicken Wings trying to pick up the kill. Kiting backwards, but little too close. This Jolly Boy tastes delicious. Chicken Wings picks that one up. Goes for the second. It gets picked up by barely Noah, and the original gank gets turned on its head.
Wow, and we saw Anivia answering there in case that was, but not necessary. Darius was able to put enough damage onto Jolly Boy and turn it on Nunu there.
Yeah, so SFC Telecom T1 turning the screws a little bit here as they have their first lead of the game. Only 200 gold, but it'll continue to grow as Chicken Wings is farming up. TP onto the top side of the map. Jolly Boy wants that farm, and we'll be able to get that. That's one of the reasons why you bring TP. We'll continue to farm on up. Not exactly sure. Yeah, oh no. If it's Noon Quiver, there's only one item that goes with Noon Quiver and Vampiric Scepter. It is the Shield Bow. Going with Shield Bow for the extra HP in those team fights will heal on up and then gets like an extra life shield when he gets low.
Yep. That shield from the burst damage is going to be really helpful, especially because Darius has that deadly combination where you just sends 2-3 autos a Q and the dunk comes.
That's right. It's the apprehend, auto, decapitate into guillotine, and not a lot
Pretty
of
much
fun.
over.
Yeah, then you're dead. Yeah, Jolly Boy has flash here, but again, oh, that's what you want to be careful of. Now punish. Make sure you can get those auto attacks in. Weave them in. You know that apprehend is down for another about like 10 seconds. Again, just scary. Very scary. Oh,
he really needs to take advantage of that passive and get that third auto in.
Look at Chips Kaloy again, just bullying the Ari right here. I wanted to see Chale roam a little bit more than what they did, and unfortunately, now Anivia just has control of this lane, up almost 40 CS here in the mid lane, 400 gold bounty because he's been so dominant so far. The Rift Herald was picked up earlier here by Charlie and the PentaKill factory, so they will pop it on the top side of the map and try to alleviate some of the pressure against Vayne. Chile there forced to use the Spirit Rush to get out of Chips Kaloy's wall. Oh, arrows are landing. Mother Duck thinking about it, not going to use it. Right there. I think we're starting to see the level of players here, and I think when I've been casted for a while, and when I watch other players, one major difference once you start skilling up a little bit is understanding when you have someone dead to rights, when they're in pressure kill range. Right now, I can see Mother Duck press R onto Johnny, either one, and both Ash and Nautilus will win the skirmish. You're only afraid if you think Diana's there, but if you don't think Diana's there, or you see Diana on the other side of the map, right now Mother Duck and Neozone should be in control of that lane, as have a gank here in the red side jungle. The Nunu will be going to absolute zero, the name of the ulti. Is absolutely zero HP. Yeah. Oh, the arrow
hits.
Yeah, see, and that's not how you want to use Enchanted Crystal Arrow. You want to use Enchanted Crystal Arrow in your lane. You want to use it against your opponent to blow them up. That's why you have the Nautilus there. You hit it on one of them, Nautilus comes in, lands the dredge line, pops them up with the ulti. That's about like 4 seconds of not getting to play the game, which is a long time to not be able to move or do anything in League of Legends, as Chile is forced to flash away. Will recall Drake heading on over to SFC. And so SFC looking pretty good now after a little bit of scary early game. Oh, Chips Kaloy.
Starting to pull away here.
There we go. All right.
Yeah, he took 3 or 4 tower shots there. I was wondering where that was coming from.
Wanted to get that first turret gold. Was able to pick that one up and was going to recall anyways. So firing up this mid lane, shoving it on in. Should recall here. Yep, there's the recall. And SFC, after 20 minutes, now looking and feeling a little comfortable. I like this by Neozone. Still looking for the hooks, the dredge lines. But there's no follow-up right now with Mother Duck not having the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. And the more that you just kind of sit in this lane, the more it plays into Jhin and Lux. Jhin and Lux want to poke you, specifically Lux. They want to poke you, whittle you down, so that when you decide to all in, or land one of your spells all in, the burst damage from the Lux and the Jhin is enough to disrupt the big CC chain of Ash and Nautilus. So if I'm Mother Duck and I'm Neozone, you got to sync it up. Land the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, follow up with the Dredge Line, get the ulti, and blow.
We see a flash here from Darius. Getting pretty aggressive with Vayne. There with the early dunk. Great punish by Jolly Boy there.
What you love to see by Jolly Boy, this is the itemization at work, right? We talked about it earlier. Just finished the Immortal Shield Bow. You can see it on cooldown within the items and forced to prevent the Darius from getting the kill here. Jolly Boy now stuck under the tower, will stay alive. Great play. Oh no, but he got greedy and Filipino Bro able to pick that one up. Tower gets a couple shots on in. Shorty snowballs nobody. and Filipino Bro gets the kill under the tower.
Great use of the flash and Gale Force there to put on the damage really quickly on Jolly Boy, who just needed that love tap to go down.
Yeah, not done yet, though. Barely Noah gets caught inside the absolute zero. Filipino Bro, we saw him use the flash. We saw him use Gale Force. Has nowhere to go. It's a double kill for Shorty. The Nunu coming online.
Yep, that's the tough part about using your flash offensively on a champ like Jin. Not very mobile, so really caught dead to rights there.
All right, a little bit of fight back here from the PentaKill factory. He's getting a little worried that, hey, things are getting a little stagnant. You need to see some playmaking happening. Well, playmaking on the top side of the map is the name of the game. And Jolly Boy's starting to get a little bit more help now from the jungler, because we saw Nunu go to the bottom side of the map. Would have loved to seen Nunu to go back to that well, right? Nunu went there, blew those 2 flashes early on. Never really went back, as now
looks like
Johnny
Lux is in a bad spot.
Yeah, I think just trying to ward here, but now Shorty in a bad spot, forced to flash on over the wall. Neo Zone! Land that dredge line! Supportal combat happening, and Johnny Boy is the loser. It is a fatality for the support of SFC, as another kill heading on over to the PentaKill factory.
Here we are dead even with gold between the two teams. Like you mentioned, the SFC Telecom T1 almost we're pulling away for a second there, but those plays top lane really allowed the PentaKill factory to claw their way back.
Yeah, and so right now you're at the point of the game where teams have alternating objectives. If you're SFC, you should be focused on the bottom side of the map. Get your vision down there, get yourself that 3rd dragon, and get yourself onto Soul Point. You want to get the dragon soul, 4 dragons. That's the goal here. If you are Charlie in the PentaKill factory, you need to take care of this mid lane tower. When you take out the mid lane tower, it allows you to start to go into the opponent's side of the map. It really opens up the gameplay towards vision, and then taking away the jungle from the enemy team. Their jungle no longer is their jungle if you can take the mid lane, because then you can start roaming on in there. So we need to see them be able to do that here, as Chile doing a great job. Take out those wards from their side of the map. They know that that's the focus. As now Neo Zone gets the stun. There's the lockup. There's the arrow. This is what I've been asking for. Mother Duck and Neo Zone do it perfectly. The snowball coming through.
And joined by Nunu.
Oh yeah, but now Chile getting caught, forced to use the Zonias, buys a little bit of time. Here comes TP from Vayne. It's 2 kills already for the factory as Johnny Boy goes down as well. It's a double kill for Ash. Filipino Bro forced to back on off, and the win condition for SFC goes by the wayside. Nice little dash forward using the Gale Force by Filipino Bro. Shorty has gone a little bit too deep. Now Chicken Wings trying to get a dunk here, forced to back on off because the Ash and the rest of the team joins. But a great play from the combo of Neo Zone and Mother Duck to kill the major carry, Chips Kaloy of SFC.
Yep, and that was a clutch Zonia's Hourglass by Charlie there. I thought he was caught, but he managed to continue the fight and stay in it to be able to help Mother Duck get that double kill.
Right, again, you're seeing the power of stopwatch. Very important to have for playmaking. Oh, Chile! Get a little greedy, forced to flash away there because they stayed a little bit long at the tower, but gets out okay. One thing you got to be worried about here if you're the PentaKill factory, lots of bounties on your side of the team. Ash, very immobile. Does not have flash because had to use it in that last fight. 500 gold currently sitting on Mother Duck. 150 on Chile. We just saw Chile blow their flash. And then Shorty also flashless at 150 gold. So if you're Chips Kaloy, if you're Barely Noah, if you're Chicken Wing, here's an opportunity for you to bounce back on into the game as Chips Kaloy gets a little close. There's the dredge line. There's the arrow. It's the perfect combo. Where was this in lane? As Chips Kaloy forced to flash away in the mid lane. Johnny Boy gets caught again. 0-4. The Lux goes down. And it does look like Chips Kaloy has barely made it away from the bottom side of the map.
Now we're seeing some life from the Ashe and the Nautilus starting to get aggressive here. I think Ashe is starting to see how much damage she can really put out. great to see that that aggressiveness. Did we see a flash from the Anivia? Yes, we did.
Man, I'm loving this bot lane combo. It just makes the game easier. Playing on easy mode. Nice long-range dredge line by Neozone, and barely Noah getting caught out. And barely Noah, barely alive. Now not alive at all, but cut off is Shorty. Chips Kaloi doesn't have a ton of mana to stay in this one. Shorty is definitely a tanky boy. Will be able to get himself out to safety. Actually, not that tanky. Doesn't have any magic resist. It's all armor here for the Nunu, and Nunu getting a little aggressive there. Almost walks on into the rest of the team. Very low, and there goes the Jin. Nice pickup by Ari. Chips Kaloi very low, but able to pick up the shutdown that I was talking about onto Mother Duck. Now the apprehend on in Chile gets caught. Here comes the ulti from Lux, cleaning things up, and SFC turning this one back around. Nunu forced to run away up the river.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
We got ourselves a match today. Lots of fighting going on. Really exciting combos and answers from all of the laners. We got ourselves a good one tonight.
Yeah, we do to kick things off here. 11 to 15. The gold still within 1,000 as the flash. Double flash. Jolly Boy flashes late. This is why you play the Vayne to keep the space away, but Chicken Wings is able to close the space using the flash. Picks up a big kill onto Jolly Boy. Those two should not have been there. The rest of your team had already recalled. The play was over. You're trying to get a little bit too much there, and they get punished by the Darius. Keith, who's been standing out for you so far?
The Darius, his aggressiveness has been great. Really jumping at Vayne whenever he can, and getting those flashes, getting the tumbles out of the way for him. And the Anivia. The Anivia has really played patiently and waited till level 6 and was able to take advantage of that wave clear and damage coming from that ult.
Yeah, I like those. Chips Kaloi has been in the right spot at the right time most of the time and able to pick up the big shutdown gold onto Mother Duck. But for me, it's been Neozone on the support role on the Nautilus here with Mother Duck. I think in the laning phase, maybe a little hesitant. They wanted to make sure they weren't going to get ganked by the Diana, but within the last 8 minutes, they look like a completely different bot lane where they're like, someone's in my face, I'm going to land a full range dredge line into an ulti, into the arrow. It's been a lot of fun to watch there on the bottom side of the map as we're starting to stall out here for the next dragon. We'll be spawning in about a minute, so it'll be everyone's third Drake, and we'll put him onto Soul Point.
Those max range hooks are always just so satisfying to see, especially with Nautilus, because there's like that instant root after it with his auto attack. Really catches the opponents at a bad spot.
It does with the TP currently up for Jolly Boy. Jolly Boy will be on the top side of the map to split push and will be matched by Chips Kaloi, who also has TP. So I like this macro rotation, but the fight going to break out here. Chicken Wings gets charmed on up. Orb of Deception hits 2. Enchanted Crystal arrow into the dredge line, into the knock-up, and Chicken Wings, one of the most fed members on SFC, goes down, and I feel like SFC have to give this one up. Charlie and the PentaKill factory ready to go, but here we go. TP coming on in. Anivia is going to try to go. Barely Noah tries to get the steal. Not that close. And it's another death by the Diana as Jolly Boy picks that one up, so the TP goes rewarded. Chips Kaloi thinking about it. Chile goes over the wall. Oh,
wow,
Chile
with the assassination.
and the Everfrost, not quite done yet. Here goes the arrow over the top. Nope, not quite able to land it. And so getting everything here is Charlie the PentaKill factory. What an extended fight here, Keith.
Yeah, that was very ballsy of Chale to jump. He found the charm, found his window, got in there, got out. Really clean play from Chale.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
But definitely takes a lot of bravery to pull that off.
Anytime you ult into the darkness, pretty scary.
Yeah, and it was a really good use of the Everfrost there. Was able to stun the Anivia before he got out of there like a bat out of heck.
Yep. Did walk back on in. I will say, Chips Kaloi then was able to land the Everfrost back onto Chile, but Chile Still had one more dash of Spirit Rush left on up. So the mid laners definitely have turned up in this one. Top lane has been interesting, and the supports have had their moments. Barely Noah still looking for the first steal. 0 for 2 so far for Barely Noah. The Diana pick not quite working out as they had hoped. 1-6-2 right now is Barely Noah. And you're lacking that ability to assassinate. Does have a completed Nashor's Tooth. Does have the Rocket Belt now. But you still don't have too many targets that you can blow up. The Vayne can push you away. The Ashe can stun you and slow you and kite you away. And then everyone else a little too slippery or tanky. So Barely Noah needs to find a way to, I think, come into the fight as the second threat. The first threat, probably the Darius, probably the Nivea putting up the wall and creating panic. But Diana needs some kills to get back on into the game. Level 14 to level 15 right now.
Panic is right. There's something about that wall that I always get freaked out with.
Yeah. This
There it
is
is.
Johnny Boy! Chips Kaloi puts the wall down. And that is what we're talking about. The Frostbite comes on in. It's a 5v4 advantage right now for SFC. They go on in. Barely Noah tried to get the assassination down. The wall goes up. Nice little
A lot of damage on Barely Noah.
Just a flash on way. Chicken Wings trying to deal the damage. Gets caught up. Not able to ult anybody.
Everyone is sitting
down. It is a 4v3 right now. As you said, everyone's sitting in the ult. Mother Duck able to dodge out 2 ultimates, but you can't dodge the ulti of Anivia. It's massive. And SFC come right back on into this game.
That was a huge fight for them, and now they're able to take Baron basically for free. And we'll see that push and gold lead go down.
Well, we'll see how free. I don't know how free that is. Barely Noah! He gets killed by the Baron! And Shorty now catches somebody out. It's Chips Kaloi! And the Baron, not as free as we thought. Forced to back on off. It's like when you sign up for things and they're like, please put your email down. It's a free survey. And then you get spammed by all this spam email. It wasn't really free, was it? That's what happened here for SFC is they had the opportunity to take control of the game and a bit of a mistake there. Oh, man. Again, I liked the attempt by SFC. They were the ones that got aggressive there. They took control of the top side river. They then pushed into the PentaKill Factory's red side jungle and created those plays. But again, understanding your power limits, very important, especially at different phases of the game. This game's 34 minutes. It's going a little bit long here.
Yeah, Barely Noah had a pretty clutch flash in the middle of that fight. I thought Ashe's arrow was going to land and it would have either killed him or needed one more auto, which would have turned the fight there. But great spacing from SFC to hold off on that and really, wait long enough for Anivia to join the fight and put on the damage to the PentaKill Factory.
Oh. Chile waiting in the bush, trying to get the charm off. Ward saves lives again.
Yeah, there's going to be a big dragon fight for the PentaKill Factory especially.
Oh, Chile, you're in the stun! Oh, Chile was in the Anivia ulti for so much damage. And now SFC take control of the dragon pit. And I feel like the call has to be from the PentaKill Factory. Give it up, right? It has to be give it up. Are they going to go for it? They might actually go for it. Shorty thinking about flashing on over. Almost gets the steal, 47 HP. Now Shorty 1v5 will go down and give over a bounty. If he gets it, that's worth it. You get the most powerful dragon soul in the game with Infernal. The top tower goes down meanwhile, though, so Jolly Boy able to pick something up for the PentaKill Factory.
Yeah, that's a tempting dragon attempt there. But with Jolly Boy split pushing top lane, it was a really thin window for him to be able to get that smite off.
Dang, 18-19. It's been close all throughout here. Some big plays, some big mistakes. Oh, Chile able to land the stun after the arrow lands. Great play by Mother Duck. Been waiting for this enchanted crystal arrow. And here comes the ult from downtown. Chicken Wings gets taken down by Neozone. Neozone has been watching a lot of the NBA playoffs. That was from downtown, baby. All 3 points for the support.
And now they make their way to the Baron. And I'm not going to make the mistake of saying that this is free. Again, because Barely Noah's up.
Well, Keith, I'll say this one looks freer. We could say that. You got the Nunu there. It's only Jin. Oh, no. Here comes the ulti. Okay.
Okay. That's...
Smite it down. As I'm Filipino bro gets caught out and assassinated by Chale. That's 2 big charms in a row by the mid laner for the
Charlie's
PentaKill
coming
factor.
alive here.
Yeah.
So lots of damage coming from both mid laners, with Anivia being 10-2, having more than half his team's kills and
Blue team's
8 kills in a bounty now on Charlie's Ahri.
Yeah, this is the first time we've seen a team have a definitive lead. It's 5,000 gold. We were hovering around 1 to 2,000 for such a long time, but here comes the flank. Johnny boy, where did you come from? From around the back, wasn't able to land any spells. And it looks like Barely Noah as well getting chunked out there. Chile with the stopwatch right in time. Chicken Wings get played like a fiddle, and now Jolly Boy turning him into a chicken drumstick from Jolly Bee. It's a great play by the Vayne on the top side of the map. Oh. Stun not quite able to land. Max range charm and Barely Noah. Barely
One more
alive.
auto.
He's not. Chile coming alive here at the very end. Big charms from the Ahri.
And all he had to do was wait for Jolly Boy to chunk him down with those 3 autos. And goodbye, Lux. Or Diana. Excuse me.
Yeah, again, not quite the game that Barely Noah wanted to have here. A little bit tougher to get anything going in the early game. Had a good gank with Chicken Wings on the top side of the map on Jolly Boy. Wasn't able to capitalize, as that is all 3 inhibs. 2 towers left to go, and it seems like just a matter of time as the PentaKill factory now have to push on in. It is tough to push on into an Anivia as Chile able to pick up a kill, but Jin able to trade one back. Now Jolly Boy getting the auto attacks onto Chips Kaloi. Chips Kaloi not able to kill the Vayne, but someone else is able to. Now Chile is popping off. Will he be able to get him away? No, he's not. Here comes the chomp down, but Shorty trying to end the game. You got Baron empowered minions. Couple more auto attacks might do it. No, he won't. Here comes Neozone. Neozone trying to finish the game off. Oh, Neozone's not able to as well. And they stay alive by a little bit longer. The Nexus with 600 health.
Big ace coming from SFC Telecom T1 to live to see another day. But their base is cracked. Everything but the Nexus there. Really effective 1-3-1 push by the PentaKill factory there, making great use of their Baron and really taking everything.
Yeah, a lot of it gone right now. And now you've got yourself some super minions. Double super minions, again, happens when you lose all your inhibs. As Chips Kaloi will try his best to clear it out on the bottom side of the map. Darius will clear it out in the mid. And then you got the duo of Jin and Lux trying to clear it out on the top side of the map. But I feel like this is going to be difficult. If they want it, I think you can check the boxes here if you're the PentaKill factory by taking the dragon. You'll have Dragon Soul. The Infernal Dragon Soul does percentage damage in an AoE area per auto attack, per anything. You can land ability, you can just auto attack. It's pretty devastating. Oh, Barely Noah goes for it. 0 for 3. Will he be able to flash over the wall? No, gets condemned into the wall. And Barely Noah going for the hero play. Again, not a lot of options for SFC at this point. I like the idea, but it's 0 for 3.
Yeah, as soon as they got that ace, Barely Noah set up camp right there behind the dragon. Like you mentioned, not really a lot of options, so I feel like he had to go for that and try to get the dragons, the Infernal Soul on their side.
Yeah, well, here comes the final march. Chicken Wings able to apprehend 4 members, but was not able to get the Decapitate off to get the HP back. Now the Enchanted Crystal Arrow onto Chips Kaloi, forced to flash away. Jolly Boy just cleaning everything up, and they decide to end the game right then and there. 41 minutes, 30-23. PentaKill Factory take game number 1 against SFC.
Wow, what a game. Really close throughout the entire match, but the PentaKill Factory, man, they really just made some huge plays towards the end there and really snowballed, especially with that that Baron buff there.
Yeah, wow,
Yeah.
indeed. Yeah, that was a really good game there. I really enjoyed watching that. You guys are awesome. Actually, before we move on to the next game, we're actually gonna jump into an unpopped video. Yeah, as Digon mentioned here earlier, he's doing this. Thanks again, Digon, for joining us. But as he's mentioned, this is for a good cause. And this is for our UNCOP program, which is a fundraiser. And to learn more about that, we're actually going to play a quick video while we set up the lobby and we set up the next game. And we're going to play a video about UNCOP. So take it away, production.
UNCOP, a ministry, a mission, building the Church of the Poor, and sharing Christ's transforming love. UNCOP is Couples for Christ, armed in carrying out its core values of pro-God, pro-family, pro-life, and pro-poor, with the key principle that Christ is the center of the work and must be proclaimed in word and in deed. UNCOP USA helps transform the lives of poor children and their families, helping restore hope and dignity through education sponsorship programs, humanitarian relief, community development, and social development programs. UNCOP believes that education of the poor child and his family is key to poverty alleviation. UNCOP also provides humanitarian relief through medical missions and is expanding its mission work to Mexico and Central America.
At the very end of our medical mission for San Mateo. So there was these two ladies that talked to me, and one of them comes straight and says, "We have been waiting you guys for so long, and you guys are brought life that we have been waiting for a very, very long time."
My name is Augie.
And Sharon De Leon,
and we are
UNCOP advocates
from
Virginia, USA.
So they're mentioning that
it equates to loving our neighbor.
they'd
We
want
love UNCOP because it's an opportunity
portrait
and
in
avenue
specific
for us
order.
to be like Christ to others.
And loving our neighbor is our expression of our love for the Lord.
UNCOP USA seeks to forge partnerships with individuals and organizations that share its vision of helping the poorest of the poor and transforming lives. With UNCOP, you can demonstrate a tangible, long-lasting impact on the life of a child, their family, and ultimately their community. Together, we can transform lives, one student at a time. Sponsor a child today.
Hello and welcome back to the Storm Esports Network. I'm your host, Chickaman, here to bring you your weekly esports results and highlights from all the major tournaments going on this past week. Today we're going to get started with the huge spread of League of Legends events that are continuously playing throughout the summer, like the League Championship Series, where 100 Thieves and TSM have secured top 8 spots. There are still 4 weeks left to play.
Okay, this is CLG's
All right,
last
guys, I
ditch
think we're
defense.
back
They
actually.
yeet Smoothie in there, but now he is.
Get the team back together. Let's pause that video. Seth is on, right? I think the cameras are just a little off right now. There you go. We're getting back on, guys.
Yep. So that was Angkop. It's a video there, and to be able to, if you want to help with a fundraiser and you want to donate specifically or sponsor a child, you can actually donate using right now is using Zelle, using this email. So if we can show up that graphic, people would know how to donate. We will have other avenues or other methods to donate in the future, but for now, that will be the way. And we'll provide that information as we go along through the season. So in the meantime, we're going to go hop back into game number 2 as they prepare for it. I think they're preparing the lobby now. And I'm going to throw it back to the casters. And actually, we're going to be joined by our guest analyst here, Trillian, who's going to be joining our casters to talk more about game 1 and what adjustments these teams need to make, specifically SFC Telecom T1, because they had their moments where they were behind and then they took a little bit of lead and then they eventually lost. And so they're going to talk about that more, and we're going to hand it back to our casters right now.
Hello. Analyst is quite a generous title. I am not that well versed in this game, but I do love to watch and pretend I know what I'm talking about. So I will try my best to do that right now. But yeah, that was a great game. It was really neck and neck for a majority of the time. And I'm very familiar with how Charlie and the PentaKill factory plays. So I wasn't surprised that Charlie came in and kind of saved the day at the very end. But that Anivia, Chips Kaloy, he was a huge surprise. We've never played with him before. A lot of us tend to scrimmage against each other before the games start, but he really came out of nowhere, and I think he's really a threat to look out for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, again, Anivia able to pick up multiple kills, plus the shutdown on the Ashe in the, I guess, middle part of the game was dangerous. Anytime you're facing an Anivia, you hate Fed Anivia, because as soon as you get within range of the wall, that's all Anivias think. They think like, all right, how close are they? Can I wall them? Can I wall them in? Can I ruin their life? Do they have flash? Like, it's just, it's a very tough thing to play against. So great job by Chips Kaloy.
Yeah, and he really made use of that wall and setting picks, where he would get rid of Charlie before the rest of the team could even engage. But another person that I'd really like to highlight was actually their support, Neozone as Nautilus. Like you said, Begon, in the beginning, they were playing a little bit shy in the bot lane with Mother Duck and Neozone, but towards the mid game and to the end of the game, you could really see Neozone going for those hooks and really trying to initiate fights, and I really think that helped them in the long run.
Yeah, definitely did. And again, I'd love to see it a little bit earlier, especially once they hit level 6. But and they probably hit level 6, I think, around 10 minutes. But at 20 minutes, then it was like, oh yeah, this is how this works. We just hit them with the spells and blow them up, and they don't get to play League of Legends. It's a lot of fun.
Exactly.
But it definitely helped with them to take the lead there and take the win. Who was your player of the match in this one, Alien?
That is very hard. I'm gonna have to give it to Charlie. Chale, he really, for a second there in the beginning, we were kind of doubting if he would come back to, prove his legacy, as team captain of Charlie and the PentaKill factory. And we were a little scared there, but he really came in and he started getting fed. And obviously, as you saw how the game went, he really took his role as King Charlie of the PentaKill factory.
Oh, yeah, definitely worked out after charm, setting up Jolly Boy, who got fed on the Vayne, as the Vayne naturally does as the game gets later, to pick up the kills and take the victory in game number 1. So, but we're not done yet. Looks like teams have made some swaps here in the rosters. I'm waiting for confirmation to see if they're in the correct order. But not only is it player swaps, but also position swaps by some of the players as well. as looks like they're gonna get an order. Never mind. Just kidding. They're rotating around. They're rotating around in the lobby. So we're getting tricked here.
Yeah, and it looks like one of their players on Team SFC, Jojo, actually subbed in. And he is also a very awesome player, as I remember when I played against him. So we should see maybe a different game this time, and I'm really excited to see how it changes things up.
Yeah, it looks like on the opposite side for SFC, Jodo, as you said, has come on in to the mid lane, which has now moved Chips Kaloy to support. Filipino Bro used a lot of resources early on the top side of the map to get the kill under tower, but then got killed and then never really got going as a Jhin. And when you fall behind on Jhin, it's tough. You want to be the bully. Jhin is like kind of like a stat monster. You are either going to be the one blowing them up, or you don't have enough damage, and your big gun, the Whisper, ends up being like more like a whimper because it doesn't do enough damage. You're just kind of like a pea shooter there. And so Jhin, very important to try to get ahead and take advantage of as we got our players coming back on in here.
Yeah, for sure.
I think for change-ups here for SFC, I'm looking at that jungle role. I want to see what Barely Noah pulls out this time as the trick here. Hold on. All right. We good? Checking to see if they're in order now. Looks like Charlie is heading to the bottom side of the map. So Mother Duck will be sitting out this one. Neozone reprising her role at support. And Jolly Boy in the mid lane, and Oilicious has come on in for the PentaKill factory. Do we know anything about these players, Lillian?
Yes. So we actually had my team, Joe Mama. Shout out to Joe Mama. We had the honor of going against Charlie in the PentaKill factory last week, and the only game that we were able to win last week was with this team comp. Once they subbed in Oilicious. Not to say that he's a bad player, but he is new to the game. So that is just something to keep in mind in this new team comp. But again, earlier you were talking about the junglers. I know that Barely Noah, I think he just started learning Diana. So this was a learning curve for him, whereas Shorty is typically a jungler. He knows his champions, so that's how we were able to see a little bit of a difference. But I'm curious to see who Barely Noah will choose this time. I know he has a very sick Elise game, so I'm hoping to see that he'll pull that one out.
Yeah, early game pathing, solid by Barely Noah, but I think mechanics on the champion itself, a little bit harder. So that makes a lot of sense in terms of not only, not just learning the role, but also learning a specific champion. So where he goes next, I think is going to be very telling of what SFC does. Because remember, he got to the top side of the map early, blew the flash on Jolly Boy, but the Darius Vayne matchup was just a little bit tougher to play on through.
Exactly.
All right. Well, it seems like we got our teams ready on both sides. So just waiting for the signal to get going into this next matchup. Should have Keith hop on back on in and let us know when we're good to go as well. Keith, thoughts on that last match? Yeah.
Yeah, we had a slobber knocker that last match. Bit of a slow start, but we had fights everywhere, as you can see from our directed camera, not knowing where to go. And I'd like to see more of that coming in, but like Trillian mentioned, we're going to have a substitution on both sides, with Jodo coming in for Johnny Boy and Oilicious coming in for Mother Duck.
Yeah, and it's not a direct one-to-one trade, right? Because now Chalet has moved down, Jolly Boy has moved down. It's roster chaos all over here for the side of the PentaKill factory. The same band so far, top lane getting very focused. Oh, but Diana gets taken away. So this makes sense now. Barely Noah was playing Diana in the last game to take it away from Shorty, and then realized, we could just ban it this time. So we'll just take this one away. And this final ban last time, I I don't remember exactly. I think it was an 80 carry. Because I think it was,
it was
2
3
top lane
straight
bans
80
each.
carries. Yeah.
What was it? What was this last one here? Was it Ezreal, I think? Yeah, good memory.
Yeah,
So
I
Ezreal banned away.
wonder if Shorty's going to make a different pick this time around, because he was there in a lot of the play, in a lot of those moments, but just the Nunu wasn't the best champion for some of those moments. I know Shorty has a mean AP Shyvana, so I'm curious to see if we're going to see that come out this game.
Yeah, well, final ban coming through. It's Caitlyn getting taken away from the mid laner, now bot laner, Chale, as we lock in Renekton. So Oilicious starting things off with what a lot of people that watch my podcast, a very contentious pick. It's the blue side Renekton, B1 Renekton, and right into the set. So Chicken Wings will be pulling out the set here. That was what Jolly Boy played when he was doing well during your preseason tournament. And set Renekton, seen a lot of that over the last 2 years since set has been released.
Yeah. And curious to see how Renekton's gonna fare up top lane. He's a pretty strong early he has a pretty strong early game. Oh, and there we see the Shyvana coming in for Shorty with
That
the
is
Elise.
going to be a game changer for sure.
Yeah, and that Elise that you mentioned coming from Barely Noah.
Yep.
Looks like we have 2 junglers that are both able to play their main champions. So expect to see some huge ganks and lots of fights from our 2 junglers.
Yeah, this this draft going a little crazy already. So Shyvana and Vayne getting locked on in. Both those champs want to farm on up. So it's very similar to last time in the jungle matchup, 1v1. Barely Noah wants to find Shorty. If they can do that, they win 1v1. If you land Cocoon. Land Cocoon, and then you beat the Shyvana early. But the later this game goes, Shyvana gets more and more frustrating to play against, specifically if it's AP Shyvana. She turns into dragon form, breathes on you, and about 3/4 of your health are gone. It's stupid. So if you're Barely Noah, you got to shake off the cobwebs, no pun intended, and really put the pressure on Shorty early on. And if you're I like this little pick here by Joe Doe into the mid lane Vayne right now. Vayne can flex to the bottom side of the map, could go top with Oilicious, but Oilicious looked like he already picked Renekton. So you stay farther away as soon as Vayne comes on in. You punish with your Scatter the Weak, hit him with the spheres, and then press R. Easy game, easy life, press R. And was it Unleash Power onto the Vayne. Can't really dodge it.
Yeah, I'm not sure I see a lot of Vayne mid. What do you make of that pick there, Degon?
Vayne mid is just, it's like what the Ahri was supposed to do last game. It's just like, yep, I'm farming to 6, I'm pushing the lane and hanging out by my tower. I really don't want to do too much. Maybe I'll roam to make a play, but that's about it.
And it looks like they banned both of Neozone's strongest support champions, so curious to see who she's going to play.
That's right. Good call there with the Nautilus and Leona taken away. The 80 carry pool got shrunk down, so Vayne could possibly flex to the bottom side of the map. I don't know. Chale could play Yasuo bot. You could have Yasuo bot Vayne mid, but it should be Vayne bot Yasuo mid, but
Yeah, it looks
it's
like
comfort of the
trade
players.
there.
There it is, yeah. So Chale going down to the bottom side of the map after having the Caitlyn banned away. Didn't like that one too much. They early picked the Vayne, threatened the flex of where Vayne could go. And now this time Neozone has her hands on the Lux. Last 2 picks for Filipino Bro and new support Chips Kaloy go Lucian and Thresh. This is a threatening combo to say the least. Kind of weird when it comes to lore though, because Thresh put Lucian's wife, girlfriend, partner in the lantern, and then now they're out, and now they're together. This is weird. It's a weird thing on the bottom side.
And we got 2 of the shorter ranged 80 carries, both in the bot lane. So expect to see some spicy action and lots of trades going down there in the bot.
Yeah, this lane is going to be dictated by the supports, right? If Neozone lands a snare, if Chips Kaloy lands a hook, like that's really going to be the go button. Otherwise, Chile and Filipino Bro, as you said, shorter range than the normal 80 carry. I believe it's like 550 instead of 600. Caitlyn has 650. Then you're kind of kind of hovering around the minions and not really allowing the other to land. This is going to be a fun lane for Neozone and Chips Kaloi.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Thresh is one of the best supports right now, right?
Yeah, Thresh very good with champions that are immobile, so ones that don't have movement abilities, which is why it's interesting that it was locked in here with Lucian. Lucian has one of the best movement abilities with Relentless Pursuit, can dash through things. Vayne also mobile with Tumble, so kind of interesting here, but Lux, no movement abilities, great target for Thresh to hook onto. So I like this at the very end to turn it into a kill lane for the bot lane of SFC, who are still trying to get their first win in the first day of the LAS. You like that? The LAS.
The LAS.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's lots of play potential coming from Thresh. I just love that kit. Something about seeing your jungler, throwing them the lantern, and out of nowhere it becomes a 3v2 or a 2v1. Excited to see some mad life plays coming from Chips Kaloi there.
Yeah, that's threatening with anybody. With the set coming on in, where the set could flash, and then
Yep.
face breaker with the minion, and you're like, where did that come from? Elise coming on in, repelling up, and then all of a sudden being in your face. Where did that come from? Syndra coming on in, flashing, hitting you with an orb, and then just you're dead. Like, Thresh is going to have a lot of targets to help blow up. So a lot of this gameplay we're going to be looking at, especially in the mid lane, will be where the wind wall comes up and when Jolly Boy uses it. Does Jolly Boy constantly save the wind wall until Jodo pops the ult, or does he use it early and then have to like stay a little bit further back until the wind wall comes back on up? That's Yasuo's main protection against Syndra's burst damage.
Exactly.
I think the last lane that we didn't really talk about too much is Renekton for Set, just because we've seen so much of it. But Renekton, as long as Renekton can go in, get a little bit of the healing off onto the Set and burst Set in chunks and dodge out the face breaker. That's the big thing. So Set has most of the agency. Set can sit on the wave, specifically in front of the wave, and then if Renekton gets too close, face breaker, punch him in the face, and then back on off. Don't let Renekton get the rotation on in. So that is kind of what we're going to be seeing on the top side of the map. And then Shyvana versus Elise. You want the Elise to get in and get in the face of Shyvana before level 6. After level 6, gets a lot harder.
Yeah,
Right.
so I think we've seen a lot of really strong picks here coming from SFC, Telecom, T1, but what's the win condition for Charlie in the PentaKill factory here?
Yeah, for Charlie and the PentaKill factory, I think the goal here is to see if Chale can scale, right? We saw that Jolly Boy can scale here, but it's scaling yet again. And that's kind of what their comp did last time. Or that's what their comp did last time with the Vayne getting to the point where they could scale and then facilitate with the Ahri, with the Nunu. That was really good. This time, they're really gunning for the same type of thing here in match number 2. Scale through the Vayne, scale through the Yasuo. They do have a primarily AD comp, unless Shorty is going AP, and even then that's burst AP damage. So as long as you don't fight Shyvana when she's in dragon form, you can kind of build around the damage and kind of stack armor on the side of SFC. But it's the name of the game is scaling. Let the game go late. Don't pick too many fights unless it's secure kills.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. "30 seconds until minions spawn."
All right, here we go. Game number 2 between SFC, Telecom, T1, and Charlie and the PentaKill factory. See all the GLHFs. Great sportsmanship, sportspersonship. As these two teams again battling out in day 1 of the League and Cup series. NCOP answering the cry of the poor. The charitable arm of Couples for Christ Family Ministries. Make sure to get involved and check out the website that you can see linked in the chat now, because someone is going to link it right now. Bam. Someone link it. There it is. Oh, yeah, there it is. Aliens all over it. This time, junglers, same pathing here. Both will start on the bottom side of the map, then rotate to the top. And remember, last time Shorty did not skip his camp. He did stay for the blue, and stay for the wolves. Barely Noah skipped his camp, just did buff to buff to gank to the top side of the map, was successful. Got the flash out of Jolly Boy, but they weren't able to get the kill. Let's see if he does the same thing this time. Oh no. Both of them going to stay for the buff on their side of the map. So Krugs will be taken by the Shyvana, Elise taking the Gromp on the bottom side of the map.
Good zoning by the Thresh.
Oh, nice little dodge there by Chile. Most of the time when Lucian throws his Q, Piercing Light, it lands. But if you walk directly 90 degrees away from where it's shooting, usually sometimes you can dodge it. And so Chile able to dodge out some of the damage here on the top side of the map. This is the fight that I was talking about. Chicken Wings gets the stun. Oyalicious forced to flash away. Chicken Wings not able to get the punch quite there, but blowing the flash of the Renekton early on, boding well for the top laner with the aggression. Dodo doing great here, bullying Jolly Boy, who switched from top to mid lane for this match into the tower, which is expected. This isn't a great matchup for Jolly Boy to be dashing around in. As Hook lands, Chips Kaloy goes under the tower. Neozone gets killed right away, but it's traded back by Chile. So 1 for 1, the supports go down, but first blood heading on over to SFC.
Yeah, great recognition there by Charlie to be able to condemn the Thresh and find that trade kill.
Oh, nice little stun there. Jolly Boy still alive. Ignite ticking down, and Jodo picks it up.
No warm-up needed for Jodo. He comes in and makes an immediate impact into the game with the help of Barely Noah on that gank.
Yeah, great gank on the top from top side river into the mid lane as Jodo getting things started here. Not a great shade there by Chale. I think still limit testing. There's a lot of people that think they know how to play Vayne. And they're like, yeah, I hit him 3 times and then damage comes out. But Filipino Bro says, I have more damage than you at level 3 and
burst
Chale down. Yeah. So Chale gets chunked down, forced to recall, and this is allowing Filipino Bro and Chips Kaloy to shove this lane on in. Nice snare by Neozone. Was going to get the auto attack off. And look at all these minions that are going to go into the tower and only the support there to pick up the experience from it. And that is the power of chunking someone out. Great snare under the tower! Oh, wow! Filipino Bro does not escape the tower shot. Neozone picks up the kill, but Filipino Bro also gets one back. Oyalicious has no flash. Chicken Wings turning him into Croc Wings. And Oyalicious substituted in, gets taken down early on here for the PentaKill factory.
So Set taking advantage of that matchup up top. He probably knows that Oyalicious is a bit of a new player. So laid down the smackdown there on the Renekton.
Yeah, after you burn your flash here, you want to keep the minions close to your tower. Just farm under tower. You're going to lose lane, it's okay. But as soon as the minions start bouncing away from your tower, you're in a dangerous spot, as Chicken Wings was able to exploit now. Yeah, Oyalicious just kill that melee minion. Ignore the champion there. If the champion gets close, just back off. It's okay.
Oh. We had both junglers hovering around mid there for a second. Wanted to see if either of those mid laners were going to be brave enough to step up, but both of our junglers have left, Elise backing, and Shyvana continuing with her camps.
Oh, Jolly Boy using the final breath there, trying to get a couple of the autos. Jodo forced to flash away. I think he would have been okay, and maybe Jolly Boy could have dropped the ignite there, decided not to. Johto needs to be careful here. Yasuo can wind walk on through multiple of those minions, flash on in, get the ignite, and just walk away without having to do any damage. But here it is, roaming support currently, as Chips Kaloy thought about going mid, decided against it, and Neozone and Chile just get to farm up safely for free here under the tower.
Yeah, we have a pretty early 2k gold lead over on the side of SFC, and here we'll see Set yet again taking down the Renekton up top.
Oh no, doesn't feel great right now. You're Oilicious, 11 CS. This is going to be a big problem here for the PentaKill factory, as the lead is just getting bigger and bigger for Chicken Wings. And the Dragon, first one, heading on over to SFC. Condemned comes on out by Chile after Filipino Bro gets the full thing down. Now Neozone gets the auto attack off. Chile decides better of it. They're not level 6 yet, so they don't have the burst damage that they would want. Now Chile getting aggressive, hits level 6, walks right into his own death sentence, flashes away too, wasted, and you hate to see that. Nice snare by Barely Noah, having a much larger impact in this game. And it's 7-2, 8 minutes already.
That's sentence aptly named there, and really sending Vayne back to the fountain in quick fashion, shortly following after with the Lux. And Set is so far ahead, he's starting to proxy some waves and get in between that outer and inner turret to fight there.
Yeah, that's tough. Renekton just want to get to the wave and can't even reach there right now. The top lane, it's tough. And things going very south very quickly here for Charlie and the PentaKill factory. Win condition was just scale. Scale, baby. Don't pick these fights. And instead, you're 2 and 4 on the bottom side of the map. Here comes the gank onto Joe. We know that Joe doesn't have flash because Joe used it earlier. There's the kill. Will they decide to stay? There's the knockup. Ulti Set getting pulled on in. Facebreaker able to let the stun. Jolly Boy staying alive, flashing away. Chicken Wings goes down. That's a big shutdown onto Shorty. That's a lot of gold heading on over to one of the characters that wants to scale in the Shyvana. Probably the best one to have it on, because Shyvana is the only AP champion that they have.
We see the recurve bow on the Shyvana and the amplifying tome. Is that building towards
be Nasher's Tooth, I believe.
Or Nasher's Tooth.
Is it Nasher's? Yeah, I think it's Nasher's. Get that AP early. We'll see when they complete the item as Chips Kaloy. It's like, yeah. I had that sick poke there after roaming for my mid laner. Noah, though, he's okay with it. You all pick up the kills. We'll continue to play objectives. Takes the Herald on the top side of the map. We'll have that in his back pocket to use later on, and it looks like he's going to... It looked like he was going to use it on the top side of the map. Decided against it. You can see the pings on the mini-map there. Good scouting right now by Barely Noah, understanding what is up for Shorty to farm and where he could possibly be. And so right there, pinging it, hey, watch out, probably coming mid. And that gives Jodo all the information he needs. That's so good. Oh, here we go. Chicken Wings with the rotation. Shorty had all the gold, didn't spend it, had ulti as well and couldn't use it. And so after things looked like they were going to get rolling for the Shyvana, they get punished. And it's a nice little play by SFC.
And here they'll have that rift, breaking some shields down and getting a good bit of gold. Here we have a fight between the Vayne and the Lucian.
Nice. Oh no, Chile! He didn't get out of the tower range. He needed to tumble out of it. And this is
the Lux
tough.
Even had that. With the ulti.
This is, yeah, the final spark would have landed there. I don't mind following up with the auto attack, but, you know, if Thresh is roaming around the map like Chips Kaloy is, and it's 1v2 on the bottom side of the map, Chile and Neozone need to make plays. They have to be punishing Filipino Bro. But Filipino Bro has been 1v2 for about half the laning phase here and is still up 18 CS. That is almost a kill's worth of CS. It's about 15 CS per 300, which is a kill, as we see another kill on the top side of the map. Oyolicious trying to get some of the plate there, but stayed a little bit too long. So hopefully Chips Kaloy will be able to reconnect in this one. But so far, I'm Filipino Bro has been doing pretty well without Chips Kaloy.
Yeah. As we saw, we had a trade kill down there just a couple minutes ago, which was it seemed a little avoidable there. If Charlie just had let the final spark put the finishing touch on I'm a Filipino Bro.
Yeah, I would have had them at 2-1. Would have been able to get some of the plates on the tower. Just a bit unlucky there, as it looks like we're waiting for our game to buffer here. I'm at the same screen as well because they called the pause. Hopefully we'll be able to get this one back and going for you. There we go.
Yep. So how does the PentaKill factory claw their way back into this game, Degon?
Oh, that's a tough one. I think you have, again, slow the game down. Don't take the fights. Only try to go for like 4v2s, 4v1s if you can. Nice little sidestep there by Jolly Boy, but you really don't have a fed member right now. Shorty is your most fed member, and even then, they still need to catch on up, as here you go, Shorty getting caught out. Doesn't have flash, does have ulti, but this is what you wanted to avoid if you're the PentaKill factory. 1v3. No, that's not the answer for Shorty. Chips Kaloy getting caught out. Chile trying to get the last auto attack down. And a face full of culling there by Filipino Bro for Chile. Jodo gets the kill onto Jolly Boy, and the fight gets flipped on its head immediately.
He ate the entire culling there, trying to get the thresh on that last auto or two autos. And it was started off with Shorty being caught out there. I think if he waited a couple more seconds, that ult into the 3-man would have fared a little bit better. Just Charlie and Lux were a little bit out of position to respond to that ult by Shorty.
And so again, I just don't think that you need to fight for that dragon right now. Do you want dragons? Sure, of course you do. But also, the goal of your team is to get to late game. And by accelerating the other team, getting kills, and now being down 7,000 gold here, it's okay to give that dragon up. You weren't in a great position to win it. Now, not only do you not get it, they also get a bunch of kills. So, learning lessons for future. Nice little sidestep there by Oyolicious. The ult comes down though, shows stopper. Oyolicious, it's a big gold deficit for Oyolicious, and they're not able to climb that mountain quite yet, as Chicken Wings picks up yet another kill on the top side of the map. Jolly Boy forced to dash on away. The flash not good enough because you can't flash away from Scatter the Weak. TP though on the bottom side of the map, and Chile picks up a kill. Not quite done yet. Chips Kaloy does get final sparked. Nice little condemn away. Flash into the face breaker, gets nothing. Swapping flashes there it is Chicken Wings. Nice little slow by Neozone, but Chicken Wings still alive. He stays alive through the ignite and will continue to live as the rest of his team cleans up the fight. It is 19-6 here.
Great counter gank there by barely Noah to recognize that Set got there and he's going to be able to survive long enough for him to jump in. Was able to kill Vayne in the nick of time. I believe Vayne was looking for her third auto on her passive there to put Set away, but just wasn't able to get it because of Elise's timing. Ignite coming out for the Yasuo there, which sends Elise back. But Robert is in a bad spot here between 3 SFC players. Able to get out by the help of Lux, but wanted to throw another ability out there.
Yeah, it's pretty close, but Lux showing up. Right place, right time. Then take a break. Again, can't quite see the chat here, but I think Neozone having some nerves how to use the restroom. Yeah, but what have you seen so far in this one, Keith?
So, the most obvious thing, Chicken Wings taking advantage of the matchup up top and really going to town on this Renekton. But really great play from Barely Noah, being at the right spots at the right time. We saw that with the counter gank at bot just now, and Elise's presence in the mid lane, making sure that this Yasuo doesn't snowball. Really great play from Elise as SFC's captain, Barely Noah. What's standing out for you, Digon?
Yeah, I would say it's, I think, a little bit of the overconfidence of Chile thinking like, yeah, I can play main. It's a very specific champion, has a specific way to play it, and I felt like Jolly Boy had a very good understanding of the spacing needed when he was trading, but hasn't been quite the case there for Chile early on, getting super chunked by Filipino Bro, then missing that whole wave on the bottom side of the map, and then falling behind in levels, which is why Filipino Bro was able to get the culling down onto Chile. So it's been, I think, a rough time here for the Vayne. And then overall, I think just an understanding how the comp works, just someone on that squad needs to be taking the lead and saying, hey, I don't think we should be fighting this one. We just want to scale. And that's always a tough thing. That's things that people work on, all the way up at the top.
Yeah,
as our game gets unpaused.
Absolutely. It was a very unfortunate yet memorable misclick, I would say, from the Vayne tumbling right into that death sentence earlier. And we got Lucian getting a little crazy in here. Manages to pick up the kill, but had to heal.
Yeah, anytime you have a pause, they always recreate the buffer. So for competitive integrity, you're seeing the pause there manifest itself. Nice scatter the weak into a death sentence. What a play by Chips Kaloy. Filipino Bro going a little bit too deep, rooted up, and Neozone picks that one up. Shorty close to burning down Chips Kaloy. The snare coming on through. Yes, it's a double kill for the support Neozone. Uses the bathroom and then feels a lot better within the game. So I'd say a little bit of life here. A trade 2 for 2. People would say it's equal, but it's not equal when you're that far behind. Shorty going for a sneaky kill. Oh, goes under the tower and kills Jodo there. No stun coming through, so Shorty will be able to get on out. And that's another kill onto the Shyvana. So maybe this game can drag out a little bit longer here for the Dragon. I think the other standout player to me is Barely Noah. We saw his performance in the last game. Wasn't exactly what you wanted from a Diana. Playing jungle, had good jungle sense, had not the greatest champion sense, but that has changed here. On the Elise, right place, right time, landing cocoons, using repel at max range to get himself into or out of trouble. And it's been a very clear change, and I think the most direct change to the results of the match so far.
Yeah, I agree. This almost looks like a different player from Barely Noah. Great pick to be able to. Oh, looks like there's some fight going on as the Dragon is up.
The team's fighting now over vision, seeing how important it is, and you can see how scared PentaKill Factory have to be. 2-person snare. Here goes Shorty. Big ulti from the support. but the Dragon not able to breathe on anybody, and everyone's getting taken down here by the PentaKill factory. Hello, Telecom service, you're working? SFC working exactly perfectly as they pick up 4 kills for 0. Hello, Keith, are you there?
all but an ace coming from SFC Telecom T1 there. We have Renekton still at the top, still trying to claw at that turret, but a big fight. 4 kills and the Dragon going the way of SFC Telecom.
Yeah, these ones are big, man. There it is. Tower down. Oilicious, job complete. You may have won the lane, but I have taken your tower. Oilicious, please run. Time to run. Time to go. Oilicious able to pick that one up. Should be able to finish, I think, Trinity Force here. Yeah, should be Trinity Force for Oilicious on the top side of the map. Chile gonna continue to farm on up, but that was a Dragon that I think, again, would have been okay if Renekton was there, but that was walking into a 5v4. A little tough.
Yep, I think somebody needs to be giving Oilicious a little bit more direction here in the game.
Oh!
And that's Oilicious down with Baron about to spawn.
Yeah, Baron spawn. We're gonna go with the 20-minute Baron. That's the call. Shorty is on that side of the map, was recalling, and then figures, hey, something's up. They don't have vision of Shorty. Now they know Shorty is there. There goes Chips Kaloi. No ward for Shorty. Gonna have to guess. Sidesteps the hook. Will he be able to steal it? No! He almost is able to get the steal, but barely. Noah picks that one up.
Shorty's got really good timing on these, but just misses them. We saw barely Noah try to steal a few Drakes in the last game, but not anywhere close to it really. But no need for a guessing game for barely Noah this game. I think this might be a sub 25 game here.
Yeah, they might be going for the push to the end here. The Rift Herald. Shelly able to help on out. Maybe gonna get another turret. No, not at 600 health. This smite came on through too. Shorty was not on my watch. Hook almost lands onto Jolly Boy, but again, you have Baron. Use your minions. Hang further back. Someone needs to pull the trigger here. Nice flash forward by Chicken Wings. Pulls in Jolly Boy, but wasn't quite able to get the kill. Death sentence is written. Final spark not going to land onto anyone, but they focus the Nexus and end this one at the fastest game time seen so far. And I don't think this game time is going to be beaten the whole tournament. 21 minutes and 40 seconds. A speed run here for SFC as they bounce back 1-1 against Charlie the PentaKill Factory.
And the perfect game going towards barely Noah. Really chose his moments carefully, was there when he at the right moment, and lots of damage coming from the Lucian. And we saw Seth taking over that lane. We'll see what adjustments Charlie and the PentaKill Factory are going to make in this third game. So as a reminder to our viewers, all 3 of the games are going to count towards the team's season record. So right now, both teams stand at 1 win and 1 loss. So we'll see how this third game is going to play out.
Sure. Again, been a heck of a ride as we invite back on in KJ and Seth.
Yep,
What'd you think?
Jumping in. Well, it's pretty one-sided victory there. But I think this has been a pattern lately with CPF, right? Last week as well, they won the first game convincingly, and then all of a sudden, the second game, they fall flat. So it's a pattern that continued today. So I'm really interested to see how they're gonna react again in Game 3. I think they played really well in Game 3. It was a really close match last week, so let's see how this one goes. But before we actually jump into Game 3, let's take a 5-minute break. give those who didn't take a quick pee, like I can't
Neozone?
remember Neozone. Give everybody a quick break. Play some esports highlights here with different esports games, and then we'll be back in about 5 minutes.
All right, guys, we'll see you in a bit.
Hello and welcome back to the Storm Esports Network. I'm your host, Chickaman, here to bring you your weekly esports results and highlights from all the major tournaments going on this past week. Today we're going to get started with the huge spread of League of Legends events that are continuously playing throughout the summer, like the League Championship Series, where 100 Thieves and TSM have secured top 8 spots. There are still 4 weeks left to play.
Okay, this is CLG's last-ditch defense. They yeet Smoothie in there, but now he is just automatically dead. The health bars are going to pop before I can even say the words. CLG's walking back to the base. Broxa falls over to Stixay. They will not find a single kill, and CLG falls to the Golden Guardians as they get the Bud Light ace to end the game.
The 100 Thieves Academy team is also doing quite well, sitting on top of the LCS Academy leaderboard.
Able to flash back in, but now the Requiem coming down, looking to get a lot of damage. Boom goes the dynamite! And with Kumo diving into the back line, this game is all but over. They're able to tie it up one apiece, denying Immortal the ability to be able to tie up TSM in week 5 and making sure they can remain on top of the standings, right behind, right on the heel of 100 Thieves.
In the European Championship, both Rogue and Misfits Gaming are tied for first place.
Exhaust. Oh, Duke with the double. Line him up, baby. That's the distortion. Marcoon running forward. He's going to find the stun onto Caps. Patrick on the backside. Perfect guns to keep this fight going.
30 seconds on these members of G2. Huge wave stacked up. 5 members of XL with Baron buffs. I think they're just going to end the game.
They're walking down. They're not going to get baited. They will not get pulled around the map. XL, they are here. They turn. They get it. They make this game their own. In their first matchup, Marcoon and Advian take down G2 Esports.
In China's League Pro League, it's Edward Gaming and LNG Esports with the tied records.
Dragon, Soul give it over to Amundo, who goes golden, and so does Yagao. The Tomb laid bare, the Face Breaker not even there, and Zoom now ready to run him down. Loom out on the side as well. Look at Hacker trying to bring it back, but it's all too late. Loken on the chase, SMLZ getting hit by music, man. Put that right into your ears. As Hacker, he's so not long for the world if they can catch up. Kanavi does, Sonic Wave, TP time, and Yagao will help assist for the final kill of the fight.
Gen G Esports is sitting on top of the LCK at the moment.
Is Hoya, has to flash immediately as Doran just does so much damage, and KT, damn, their wallets are so extraordinarily heavy. As Lava gets a 4-man shockwave, and guess how much it means? Nothing at all, as now he's gonna have to walk away as best he can.
In honor of GDQ starting up, we're gonna speed run the smaller regions that are playing this week as well. Flamengo Esports is dominating the Campeonato Brasileiro with a 9-1 score. In the Turkish Champions League, there is an undefeated team on top. Galatasaray Esports is 8-0. The LCK Challengers has Damwon Gaming and Genji Esports with tied 6-2 records. Speaking of tied, Rascal Jester and V3 Esports are tied in the League Japan League. And we'll close out with the Latin America League, which is only 3 weeks in and has Infinity Gaming in first place. I really love these kinds of long regional tournaments. It always gives you fresh content to watch. And there's plenty more weeks of this action to come from League of Legends. But let's switch on over to Dota now, where a couple more regions finished up their qualifiers for the International this week.
They're just hiding away from Envy. He's not doing anything in this fight. As they try and get the chase down, they get Roya done. 0 second round of Doom, didn't get Enrage off. Literally no spells were cast by the carrier of the mid. Jubei is gonna die now, but they burn through the Aegis, and everybody else needs to just back the hell out of there. Double buybacks. Esk. Will he end up falling? Has the jump up to the high ground, the jaunt away, tries to go. Good call. Great play from King Ao.
Phoenix. Strike. I'm sorry. caught.
He got the egg
thrown out the egg. Ooh, he gets out in time on a sliver of health. Pelosi gets caught in the torrent as well. He can't move. He's just bouncing up and down like a ping pong ball. Palos is just trapped, gets away from the Sunray, but there's a Hex there waiting for him. He is just burning. He goes down. Meanwhile, on the back lines, it's Makoto and Dreamacell cleaning up the Razor as well as Nyx Assassin.
In North America, Undying didn't drop a single map in the playoffs, and they won the finals 3-0 over 4 Zoomers.
For an opening, a chance. Now, Gunner runs in, jumps, dunk, dead. Now looking for more, muted, he's doomed. The Axe trying to get back home, Saberlight slowing him down to the best of their abilities. They have Spirit Form back up again in a second, but he's gonna die. Ryle ends up finding that kill. Gunner, seeing if he can play a little bit of cleanup on his Ember. What else do they have left in the tank? The slowdown is there. Another round of Sleight of Fists. The Coddle's not near enough. 4-step coming for Breck to keep alive. But Ryle again with the side blades. Able to connect, able to get the kill in Ultra for this TA.
And in Southeast Asia, Fnatic took down TNC Predator in the finals to qualify.
Try and tread this death, but the puck, the Dream Call catches out Gabby Spectre. He's in trouble. He's just so low. They get the Death Prophet coming in the fight with the Exorcism, but Gabby needs to be helped out, but he gets taken out. Gets dunked by Raven, who wants more. He's still hungry. He's hungry for TNC Flash, his former teammates. He's taken 3 out. He's looking for a 4th. Bok in all sorts of trouble, gets a silence out, but that's just going to delay the inevitable. Raven is beyond godlike with a triple kill.
Still a couple more regions to go before all of the teams are set for the $40 million prize pool international, which starts August 5th. Now let's head on over to Valorant, where the VCT is getting back into it. The Stage 3 Challengers events have begun, and although most of the regions are still in the early phases with qualifiers for the main event, we do have one result right now from Latin America South, where Crew Esports and Australs both made it through to the Stage 3 Challengers playoffs.
Tenke, he's still in tube here, he's waiting. JD coming around the corner, he'll find one headshot, he'll find a spray down onto the rest of them, and he can go back in through. But the Viper's Pit is still active for Tenke.
And he has 2 snake bites!
Oh, they can't spray him down from that position now. JD's on such low health, he pushes into the Viper's Pit. He's going to have to try and find that. Oh, Rhyme. Oh, almost walked into death there, but he's going to walk into death from another angle. Oh, he's still alive. JD is on 1 HP.
Oh my god! Finest!
Amazing!
A little bit of a change of pace.
Yeah, J-Mo still spraying through, and he's going to be able to get one
lovely.
daily. There goes. Oh no, the Showstopper not going to be able to hit anything. Instead, it's Lin having to go forward. Odorous ends up getting the kill anyways. Dimensional drift right on through, and Scourge is out safe. Scourge gets another one right through the wall, and Virtuoso, they are getting meat grinded without even taking a step right into sight. Virtuoso left down in the dirt, and now it's only one person remaining. Apoth in a 1v5. Paranoid, blind, dazed, and confused. Kansas City Pioneers, we'll see you next weekend.
Still so much going on in the VCT Challengers over the coming weeks. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with all 9 regions as they fight their way to the next VCT Masters event in Berlin. Moving on now to Counter-Strike, where we've got another good handful of events, like the DreamHack Open in both North America and Asia.
Maybe this time it's going to pan out. They're wasting no time. It's got to be the hit. The Hail Mary push towards the B bomb side, and JD's going to completely annihilate them. Lucas left alone. The 1v5, and ladies and gentlemen, your DreamHack Open champions. It is going to be extra salt. I did not see Lucas coming back from this one. They went for the play. They put all the cards on the table, and JD just flipped the table out of the room.
Really comes down to this duel, doesn't it? And Nine's been spotted, but he's a little bit sharper. Again, stepping up when it matters. 20 to 10 for 9 in this map, 20 to 15 for News, and 23 for 13 for Dobu. Those 3 have been phenomenal. Cabal helping out as well, and it will ultimately come down to Cabal in the one-on-one. Kaz takes the peak, but Cabal wasn't waiting for him. Now he is.
Team Renewal taking first place in Asia and Extra Salt winning in North America. There was also some ESL action as the Season 14 Oceania play-in saw Renegades taking down Order to secure a spot in the ESL Pro League this season.
Hold onto the A side for Renegades.
No one of Renegades is looking over towards the jungle position as well. Sicko swivels. But can he get anything here? Malta has to go huge. There's one. Make it a second. It's stolen by Inns, actually. They haven't looked at the graveyard position. It's just out of Gyomich. There's the round.
Order would fall down into the ESEA Premier League for Season 38 as Season 37 is all wrapped up now, with the winners from every region moving up to that ESL Pro League.
Kenny Util there, but Malbs forced back to Moto for the moment, but it's going to be JT trying to run him down. Head taken off, though. Free haircuts handed out as Sonic trades through, but there's too many CTs here. An extra assault, running it straight in OC. He gets one, but it's not enough, and Team 1 are your NA ESCA Premier Champions for Season 37.
40 seconds on the clock. They kind of need to make something happen here.
And that might just be it. It's going to be B-side coming in. Zedco peeking from the back of sight, and Shock gifted another. Oscar chimes in. The AWP's really reigning supreme at the moment. It's LeMan in a 1-on-5. He's brought it back to the 1-on-4. 24 HP, 24 seconds rather to play with as he tries to make his way through. Oscar.
The Wolves desperately trying to get an execute. Can they find Alistair? They do. Rotates coming through. Now Ince on Arch. Jump peek. Ince doesn't shoot. Brace. Gotta check it. Ince smashes in between the eyes. Meanwhile, Vertex are trying to get him to site. Hats with the backstab. Malta shuts down one, but Hats is gonna see them all with the backstab. It'll be 15 for Renegades.
Are you sick? Team 1, Sinners Esports, and of course Renegades move up to the Pro League. We also had the Pinnacle Cup #2, which started this week. The first round of this stage is done, but there are a lot more games to come before the playoffs.
Could he be the savior for the Copenhagen Flames? One of the MP9 running low on bullets, but the double link comes in. And as I said, they're going to bring this one back. 1v3 for Slowy, though. Don't know if I can count him out just yet. The clutch situation. He's ready out. It's been a fake. It's not planted for him, so he's going to have to take one of these fights here aggressively shortly. Yeah, coming out from heaven. Kill's not found by Hooksy. Spraying through. It's 1v1. Siphon. He's got to find the kill. No kid. Does he have it? No. Slowy. Flakes for the kill.
The Star Ladder RMR finished up this week, and Navi took down Gambit Esports in the grand finals, 3-2.
They have money to go for this if they want to. They could throw everything at it and have a full buy in the next round, so you might as well try.
They'll try indeed. Finally a bomb plant down for Team Spirit. Norbert walking out, though, get one. Dexter's able to find the shot in return, but Mo immediately finds Mir, and we still have a chance, a very good chance, as well as Adren walks out. Smoke to cover off Chopper's position, though, and he was ready for that push. He's got the lineup. Oh, Shiro's got the shot. The AWP was ready for Coffins. Down goes Simple. They know now that rotation has occurred, but here comes the CTs back this direction. 36 seconds. And what's the call? Because if they're going to go, they need to go now. They need to go right now on the Gambit side. The smoke at CT is in position. They have an MP9 in front. Boomich is the one that's trying to buy space time. Create the obtuse angle. Bit's got the kill. Boomich is going to follow it up, and it's on to Shiro on the AWP. Hobbit's beside him, and Hobbit's gone. Shiro hits one. He hits it. He hits it through the box, but it's not good enough. And Navi.
And we have the Spring Sweet Spring #3 end this week as well, with Complexity Gaming taking down Entropic in the grand finals and getting a seed into the long-awaited Land Sweet Land.
Yup in his hands, but the M4 in Blaine's has got 2. 3v4. The A-bomb site still looks to be contested, but the bomb is dropped by JKS. It's 2v4. Made one. No, okay, they didn't find the kill in the apartments, but oh wait, hold on a second. Trigger discipline from Crad. It looks like Blaine has considered it. He's looking to his right. Is he going to be able to get this trigger discipline play? Sprays for one. Does he know another man is in stairs? He does, but Rush has got the trade, and Complexity have the series.
All right, that does it for Counter-Strike. Let's take a quick jaunt over to Overwatch, where the Summer Showdown is in full swing.
Your offensive sense. Hold there. A lot of damage on the front line. Checkmate trying to push through. Yep, they found Decay, but can they get rid of him? Immortality Field Decay stepped out of it at just the right time as it dissipated. An Assassin finds BQB. A duplicate here on the Tracer of all things. Assassin now can get into the backline with this switch up. Beautiful stuff. The Justice looked like they didn't have anything to bring into that fight, but it turns out this was all they needed. Pulse bomb on Checkmate. That'll end it.
Will just find the Immortality Field, which they want is there for the alley. Ooh, he gets rid of Creative. Strong Tower going to be gone. Mandu eliminated. Eileen out of the fight. Vince is going to fall. Kareem is desperately trying to stay alive right now. It's just he, 1 DPS in a tank against the world. Rio falling low, pops the Primal Rage to try to stay alive, but Prophet is hounding down this Genji, and Rio cannot touch back in. The Soul Dynasty, they pull it off 2-1 on Nepal to reverse sweep the Guangzhou Charge.
Still a few more days before that's all settled up. Keep it moving now to Rainbow Six Siege, where the Benelux League is 1 week closer to finishing their group stage. There were also group stage games played in the Brasileiro, the North American League, the European League, and both the Asia Pacific League North and South divisions.
A fantastic
fantastic opportunity here to pick up quite a few kills, but oh no, Yeti, he doesn't do it in time. He's the last one on the flank. Can he stop the plants? No, he can't get the kill onto BC. Instead, he adjusts to the other side of the black car. He'll take down Hyper, but Eclipse forces it to yellow. The SMG 11 in hand.
Doesn't get anybody, but the spray sure does. 5 to 3. Only 30 seconds left. Secret. They're going to have to pull out something crazy. Kayak gets one, digs his way through one more. It's just Sleben left. That back line is trying to do everything he can, but there's a Monty protecting the diffuser planter. They're going to just stand in the way.
Snowman shield.
You're not shooting at any of my friends today, not at least from this angle. Sleben is going to go around another. The pings are continual, but so is the pressure. Great take against Citizen. 30 seconds, a post-plant situation. Monty still waiting to try and find the new angle, but Yonka finds it first. G2 on the back of Pipes. Fab with another E1D. The smoke canister starts to pop. Type on goes down, but K-Raze is going to drive the diffuser in with a cover coming from Shin. There is Afro. There's Nova getting the cut, and now we're about to have another diffuser.
No, just not in time.
A second too late. Now in this post-plant situation, a 2 versus 2. A triple kill from Nova doing everything, goes for it, but the spray comes. Fab Gaming, 8 rounds in a row.
One pick here. It could be all up. And there is that one pick, and suddenly it's a 4 versus 4. Luna's going for the plant now, but these trades from the Chiefs. They stop the plant. It's Digital inside of the smoke. He denies Luna. 2 versus 4. Hysterics though with a big shot. Speakeasy's knocked down. He's out for the count. It's Digital, and Vars come up big for the Chiefs.
All of those teams working hard to get good results this season so they can get seeded into the 6th major August. Now let's wrap up the day with some warm and cuddly StarCraft 2, where the GSL got through 2 of their groups in the round of 16.
Great. So on some level, even if you get a tank over here, the moment you siege it, it gets targeted down by the corrosive biles. Oh my god, let's see where these connect.
Look at these biles as well. The SCVs all having to be pulled here. Rogue turns and fights. More roaches coming down, some lings coming as well.
Oh my god, he's just gonna kind of bludgeon him here with this many roach ravager here. The biles force some more micro. The Zerg army just surrounds more and more, and Rogue pulling the secret tech back out and punishing Beyond, moving on to the round of 8 with a 2-0 in the final best.
Already some fantastic games in the GSL, as you would expect. Speaking of fantastic games, the DreamHack Masters Summer Season Finals finished up this week. The major cross-region event featured the best players from across the world in a spectacular display of skill.
The bio for the bio of time to actually pounce onto the rest of the tanks of Hero Marine, which will most likely get taken down. There is one remaining, and I'm actually with a very nice save. A lot of SCVs will go down as well from the
All right, everyone. We're back from our quick break, as you might have heard in the background of our highlight video here. The draft has been complete. Keith, what do we got here?
So we've got the Vayne and the set back into the top lane. And interesting pick from Jodo with Caitlyn going mid against Chale's Rise. We see Ari getting banned out there, but barely Noah getting his hands on the Elise again. He went 7-0 last game and was able to pick that champ again. Shyvana. Shorty running it back with the Shyvana. And a bot lane combination of Tristana and Nautilus over on the side of Charlie in the PentaKill factory. And then Chips Kaloy taking the Lux from the PentaKill factory, coupled with I'm Filipino Bros Draven. So
yeah,
lots of damage here.
Lots of damage, but I think you're playing it down a little bit here, Keith. There's a Caitlyn in the mid lane. This is not supposed to happen. This is not normal. And that is a spicy pick from the team that lost that first game. They will retain Jodo in the mid lane, keep Chips Kaloy at bot lane, but they put Chicken Wings back on the top side of the map. So only one change here for SFC as Charlie and the PentaKill factory go back to their winning roster here with Jolly Boy, Shorty, Charlie, Mother Duck, and Neozone. Neozone back on the Nautilus, and even on Lux. Looked good. landing snares. It was just more of the Vayne at the bot lane just wasn't quite the pick that they wanted and needed. And so if that Caitlyn is indeed a mid lane Caitlyn, which we assume it is because it's being played by Jodo, who plays mid lane, that's going to be the pick to watch, the lane to watch mostly in this matchup between Rise and Caitlyn. I feel like it's a lot of pushing the lane, hitting level 6, and maybe dropping an ulti on one of the lanes where it's close, but a little scary there. As we'll see what happens in this decisive game number 3 here in the first day of the LAS.
Yep, and having played personally with Jodo, that is his main champion there. He usually goes ADC, so interesting to see him bringing that mid lane to go up against Charlie's Rise here.
Yeah, and when you look at the damage composition as well, lots of AD damage. So Barely Noah needs to get this going early as the only AP champion that's going to be not at a support role. I guess Chips Kaloi, we've seen Chips Kaloi's prowess as a mid laner, but Lux from the support lane gets way less gold. As maybe we get some early game shenanigans. Please tell me you invade here.
No invades as of yet between the preseason and now. We'll see if players get a little
boo.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Chips Kaloi building a lot of damage here. We saw him on Anivia that first game, and what a game that was for Chips Kaloi.
Yeah, I mean, one of those things where I think unless you're playing with a Kog'Maw, you're not going to be going Ardent Sensor where your attack speed goes up. If you give him a shield, you're really just kind of slapping on some extra damage there, and you just got to make sure you get wards. Ward up for the homies, but other than that, you can do whatever you want as Lux. Shout outs to young Gabby. Please be safe as you drive. So we kick this one off. Here's the lane I wanted to watch the most. Jodo and Charlie, as Rise in the early levels doesn't have a lot of ways to deal with Caitlyn, who could just walk up and, hit you with the extended range. 650 is, Barely Noah tries to go for the snare, doesn't land it, but there's 2. Don't worry about it. Chips Kaloi is able to pick it up, and Mother Duck sat on the bench for a little bit in that last game, comes back on in, cold hands, gets caught by the snare, chunked out in the lane, and has to stay because you don't want to miss the experience in CS so early on in the game.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult lane for Tristana with all of the, even though she has the jump with a gank from Barely Noah, that's 3 hard CCs coming from Lux's snare, Draven's displacement, stand aside, and Noah's cocoon.
Yep. So all 3 things difficult to dodge, especially at level 1. Level 2, you're fine. You can buffer your rocket jump, get hit by one of those things, and still jump away. One of the interesting interactions in Riot Spaghetti Code.
Another
gets caught there. Mother Duck getting caught. Could flash. Nope, not going to land. Neozone tries to protect the AD carry with the dredge line and goes forward with it. Another snare. Now Filipino Bro going on in. Should be able to pick up the kill here. Has to flash forward. Might not be able to pick it up. It's the first blood. Go to Mother Duck.
And that's 2 kills?
They didn't actually hit Chips Kaloi, but a huge play by the bot lane of the PentaKill factory. Holy wow.
Way to survive there on Tristana. Just misses that double kill by an auto attack there. Filipino Bro getting testy and jumping in. He's seeing all the snares coming from Lux, and he's getting a little hypey there.
Honestly, I didn't think it was a terrible play. He felt like it was just a couple auto attacks away, but man, just the math not done right there. Using an abacus instead of a calculator. Abacus, that's what it's called, right?
Yep, the bead thing.
Using the bead thing instead of technology.
Yeah.
Draven needs to catch up with the times, and so Filipino Bro, they do get lucky that Chips Kaloi did not also give up another kill. So Neozone and Mother Duck do get the experience from it. Jolly Boy almost gets caught out there. A great face breaker by Chicken Wings. Max range And so Chicken Wings picking up where he left off in the last game as well on the set, bullying up.
Yeah, and
He's
this
able to
time
get the
taking
flash.
TP. No ghost. Oh, that was on the Draven earlier, but yeah, we'll see the Chicken Wings running TP again on the set.
Yeah, in this mid lane right now, you called it Jodo. Lots of Caitlyn in his match history. And forcing Charlie out of the lane, the power of Caitlyn doesn't need to use too much mana. Charlie out of mana. Right now, you're not too worried about it either if you're Jodo. There's no CC on Shorty. So you're just worried about Charlie possibly stepping up and rune prisoning you. But if Charlie has no mana, then you're not really worried about that.
Not with that mana, exactly. And I believe Caitlyn has the most range in the game. Maybe behind Tristana when she levels up there.
That's correct.
And the Senna
650 range.
And Jolly Boy able to punish Set with that the difference in auto range there.
And again, Jolly Boy doing a good job of keeping the minions near his towers. So, also a scary little interaction there for Charlie. If you TP, you always end up right behind the minion, so you can put a trap down. Nice little hook there by Neozone onto Filipino Bro. Mother Duck does not jump on in, and now they're getting punished on their way on out. Filipino Bro and Chips Kaloy just constantly going in, and it looks like Neozone does get caught by the final axe, and Filipino Bro making up for the mistake earlier.
He was almost out there with that. That was a good idea with the hook onto the tower, but not quite. Filipino Bro managed to get that last auto and finish him off, finish Neozone off.
Yeah, again, one of the tough parts in this lane, different to others, is if you land the hook, there's punishment from both champions, both Chips Kaloy and Filipino Bro. Mother Duck and Neozone need to be on the same page. If you land a hook, you got to go in together. Otherwise, that's going to happen, where you landed a hook great, but then they're just going to chase you down and punch you from behind, and not a lot you can do.
Yeah, and it's tough where in Nautilus's hook, it's him bringing himself to the enemy champion. And with that luck snare there, it's really easy for SFC here to punish them with if Tristana doesn't follow up with that damage.
Right, so after kill, Draven will recall. Cash on in. Let's see. Oh, no. Draven did not recall. Decided to stay for a little bit longer. So did Mother Duck. So both these bot laners hanging around, but it's a massive CS difference and gold lead for Filipino Bro. 53 CS to 21 CS on the Tristana. Plus the kill that Filipino Bro picked up. So not looking too shabby here for SFC.
Yep, and we see a bit of a CS lead in mid lane as well. I think we can expect that with Kaylin and her range. But as Charlie gets leveling up, we're going to see a lot of damage there, and him being able to take over and hopefully, gank the other lanes and get gold that way.
Yeah, I think you take a look at the scores here, and you got to remember what the goal is if you're Charlie in the PentaKill factory. You want to scale. Scale, scale, scale. Which means don't take bad fights. You do little chunks like Charlie's doing right here. This is actually great. And then, yeah, that was fine. Maybe you didn't want to get EQ comboed there at the end, but scale, scale, scale. Now Shorty's level 6. This is great. This feels great. You're doing what you want to do. Don't pick too many fights. Mother Duck, Tristana, scale. Like, these are scaling champions. Vayne, scale. These are all scaling champions. The later this game goes, the more damage your passives will do, right? The passive of Silverbolts does percentage damage health if you hit them 3 times in a row. Well, guess what? The other team gets more health. That's more damage you're going to do to them later on in the game. It's just a little bit harder because there's going to be a lot of pressure on the Neozone once you hit the mid to late game to land a snare, land some CC to start these fights. Otherwise, all these guys can show up, but these fights won't start. Now, Charlie forced to flash away early. Didn't want to risk it. No snare coming out from Chips Kaloy. And so Jodo's undying pressure in the mid lane leads to a flash burned by Charlie.
So Digon, with the need for Charlie and the PentaKill factory here to extend the game, how do they do that without falling too behind on farm and the gold here?
You try not to take fights like that where you don't know where everyone is, and now rooted on up is Charlie. Will he be able to pick up a kill? No, he won't. Mother Duck trying to get some piece there, but a little too late on the rotation. And barely Noah and Chips collude in the mid lane to pick up a couple kills.
Great communication there from SFC, and like you mentioned, Tristana and Nautilus were just a little bit late in their rotation, so weren't able to punish SFC there, and we see that gold lead climb just a little bit more.
Yeah, they do, but Jolly Boy was able to pull back a kill 1v1 on the top side of the map against Chicken Wings throughout that fight. So still a bit of saving grace here. One of your 3 scaling lanes doing exactly that, but Mother Duck is falling further and further behind in CS against I'm Filipino Bros Draven. That's not good. Again, Draven dominates the mid game, and also another champion that can 1v9 if the right items are placed upon them. So we'll see if I'm Filipino Bro is up to the task.
So this is going to be an Immortal Shield Bow being built for Draven. I wonder if he's going to run Bloodthirster right after that.
Yeah, maybe Bloodthirster. Maybe start stacking the crit so you can start dishing damage. Maybe a rapid fire cannon to stay far enough away from like all the characters that want to sit on top of the Draven. The Tristana, the Shyvana, even the Vayne. The Vayne get in there, go invisible, and then Draven can auto attack.
Yeah, not a lot of presence from Shorty Shyvana, now that you mention her. Haven't see him trying to contest this rift here. We'll see if Charlie's Rise and the Vayne will answer along with him. Looks like they're going to let that one go.
Yeah, I'd imagine now is the time where you start looking at the Dragon Vision. First Drake was already picked up earlier by SFC. Oh, Charlie and Shorty gonna make the play on the bottom side of the map. Try to hop behind the Draven. Breathe on him, Shorty. Not enough damage quite yet. Oh, has to dodge out the whirling death. But the final spark has the last say. Chips Kaloi from downtown. Oh no, and then the TP gets stopped. Chips Kaloi.
Oh, no.
To get the snare, will be able to. Mother Duck picks up a kill onto Filipino Bros. So the TP was wasted as mid lane is getting crushed right now. Mother Duck has another jump, will not use it forward. And Jodo and Barely Noah currently using the Rift Herald to ram down mid. They took the outer tower. Now they take the inner tower. It's macro magnificence here by SFC.
Yep, the Draven went down, but as soon as they saw those 4 players on the side of PentaKill Factory down in the bot lane, they made the play, made the right decision to go for that inner turret. Getting a lot from that play there.
Yeah, again, you like the idea from the squad of the PentaKill Factory, but SFC was ready to go right on time. Rift Herald into mid lane. Caitlyn doesn't match the roam down bot, and so they make up for it. However, this Drake getting started up, and it does look like it will be a fight. TP has been channeled by Caitlyn. Final Spark doesn't land. Neozone misses the hook, and now it's time to run away. It looks like Neozone will be the sacrifice. Yes, she will. Picked up by Draven. Remember, Draven just died, so there wasn't a huge bounty to get picked up by his passive. As everyone drops wards, they're able to escape with the dragon as the PentaKill Factory, make it 1-1 for dragons. But the kill does head on over to SFC.
Yeah, and you can see here that SFC is working really well together and moving all around the map as a unit. So bodes well for them as they can answer a little bit better to anybody being picked out, because they're not too far from each other, and here they're going to be melting this tower for their 3rd tower.
Oh, it looks like Shorty getting caught out there. No need to be there on the bottom side of the map. The rest of your team has no pressure. And the Shyvana, without the dragon form, can't fly away and gets taken down. It's another kill heading on over to the side of SFC, and they take the bottom turret outer. Now looking at the bottom turret inner. Flash forward by Chicken Wings, gets the damage down. The Showstopper onto the Vayne. The Condemn, will he be able to move out of the way? No, he won't. Chile also getting chunked on down, but the kill on the top side of the map, and SFC are starting to take control of the game.
Look at that damage coming from the Draven and the Caitlyn. Now, at first I thought it was a little strange of a pick to see Caitlyn, but in the mid lane, but with that lead in farm and that kill lead, this is turning out to be a really great pick for Jodo.
Yeah, and it really comes back to the mid-game roam by Chips Kaloi. Remember, it was Chips Kaloi and Barely Noah that were able to roam up, burn the flash of Chile, and then punish later on. I think it was Chile and Shorty both getting caught out and dying. You needed that from Neozone because there just wasn't secure crowd control to land on this Caitlyn and punish her when she was stepping up and trying to take control of the lane. If Neozone would have been able to do that one earlier, maybe this lane goes differently, but right now it's a major gold deficit, not only in the mid lane for Chile, but also the rest of the squad, currently losing 7-3, down 7,000 gold at 16 minutes.
Yeah, it looks like Charlie and the PentaKill Factory's engage is really going to be dependent on the Nautilus there. Don't see any situations where Shyvana can jump in with that deficit. So Neozone's going to play a huge role as they try to claw their way back into this game.
Yeah,
we're seeing a lane swap here.
Oh, yeah. Lane swap. So the bot lane is now in the mid. The mid lane for SFC, which is a bot laner, Caitlyn, now heading on top to keep the push on. No TP for that top lane. Normally you have your TP player on the weak side, and so that's why Chicken Wings has gone down to the bottom side of the map, and no one from the PentaKill Factory has TP to match. So Set can constantly push this bottom side of the map, get the CS, and if needed, can TP to the other side of the map. And here we go. Realm Warp being used by Charlie, trying to get the damage down onto the Caitlyn. Flash forward. Nice dodge there by Jodo. Oh, and the breath misses by Shorty. And Shorty first to run away. Jolly Boy able to get himself out to safety. TP channeled by Set. They weren't able to get anything from it. So overall, a good play here by PentaKill Factory, getting rid of Set's TP. But Chips Kaloi gets the snare from downtown. The final spark picks up the kill. Neozone dies in name of the carries of her own team. Not quite able to do anything. The Showstopper gets a kill under the tower. Another one taken down. It's the Rise and only Mother Duck on the Tristana left alive. SFC stamping authority in this game.
What a sequence from SFC there. It looks like Jodo would have been caught out there, but was able to finagle his way out of that 2v1 long enough for his teammates to respond, and they made Charlie and the PentaKill Factory pay there with 3 people going down. How about that snare from Lux?
Yeah, a double snare from off screen. We didn't even see it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, bam, bam, lands onto 2, and although it looked like they were going to be able to disengage, Charlie and the PentaKill Factory were sent to the factory. Almost a PentaKill there. I believe that was 4 picked up for the side of SFC. And SFC, Telecom T1. This is the highest rated team in the tournament. Now looking more and more cohesive, unlike how they did in that first game. That first game was close, back and forth for the longest time until finally Charlie and the PentaKill Factory were able to pick up the Baron and accelerate ahead. But this one, SFC not even giving them the chance to do that. A 10,000 gold lead here as they pick up their second Drake of the game.
Yep, 18 minutes in, 2 Dragons and a 10k lead. It's looking pretty good for the SFC Telecom T1 here.
Pretty good is one way to describe it.
Yep.
All right. So if you are Charlie in the PentaKill factory, you got to start finding pockets of vision that you know the other team is going to walk into that you know they don't have vision at. So sweepers, very important, and start stacking up. It's going to be a team effort to start picking off some of these guys. A 3v1, a 4v1 if need be. Because there are big shutdowns on the other side, 150, 550, 150, and 150. But they need to start generating some gold here. And using the TP advantage that they have is a start. So Charlie is headed to the bottom side of the map. Man, he needs to keep pushing. Like, keep pushing right here and take that bottom tower. Instead, yeah, okay, there he goes. He's still pushing. And I know he's not listening to me because we have our competitive delay. There's like three or 4 minutes. So Charlie's going to continue to push here. Remember, he has TP. The TP is there. Lux does not have TP. So if they decide to pick a fight on the other side of the map, it's a 5v4 no matter what.
Although a few of them already died, you can see the wards coming from SFC Telecom T1. Charlie and the PentaKill factory really need to be sweeping those wards because that'll make Charlie's ultimate ganks a little bit more effective. But can't really help it if you're ganking somewhere and you can't really see who's answering.
Oh, here we go. This is the death brush. See, this is a chance. They're on a ward. Oh, and it just got swept away. Chips Kaloi, just on top of everything. His 4 teammates are like, ha ha, we have the genius play. We'll sit in this bush. They'll never know. And then Chips Kaloi is like, hey, has anyone swept this thing? And all 4 guys didn't have a control ward, didn't sweep it. They would have gotten destroyed. Chips Kaloi, the difference maker so far for SFC. Now it's Baron time, and Keith, we saw what happened last time when this team on this side did Baron in game number 1. Neozone pops the ulti.
It's gonna be a good one.
Caitlyn gets eviscerated, and now Draven gets taken down as well. This might be the fight that they need to find, but here comes Elise, dishing out a ton of damage. The dragon misses the second dragon's breath. Oh, and it all goes so wrong for Shorty. The last one alive is Neozone, but she gets taken down as well. It looked so good at the start of the fight, but they're too far ahead, our SFC.
Wow, yeah, they really took down Caitlyn and Draven in quick fashion, but just didn't have enough damage. Charlie was chunked to a sliver of health right at the end there. Really great work from SFC to be able to cling on to that and lean on Elise's and Set's damage to be able to win in that fight.
Man, that was the one.
Yeah.
That was so great by Neozone. Neozone was like, hey guys, this Caitlyn has like no health. I'm just gonna ult Caitlyn. All right, we killed Caitlyn. All right, I got Draven. Turned around, everyone was dead.
Yep, and it looks like they won a round 2. As we've seen, none of these Barons have been free. Barely Noah's taking a lot of damage.
This is dangerous. You gotta do your setup first. Get the vision, and then start Baron, and then turn and fight. You have a massive gold lead. Don't fight 6v5 with Baron on the other team helping them out. Holy moly.
So we see some pings coming to the side of the bot lane. They're gonna have to answer that, but good thing that SFC's here is backing. They won't be able to jump onto the Baron when they see somebody responding to bot lane.
Again, TP available for Charlie. This is a good way to get some gold back into his pockets, as well as alleviating the pressure of the bot side split push. When you take out these towers, then the minion wave can go even closer and closer to the other team's base. And as you said, someone has to answer it. But if the outer towers are still out, you're not really worried about the push. You have way more time than if they're on your inhib turret. Here we go. More NA ramming. North American all random midding. It's happening. Again, just split push on the bottom side of the map. You have TP. That's the play.
And this dragon is up in... Oh, it's up now, and it didn't look like either team spent very much time prepping that dragon, so this is going to look like it's going to be 3-1 going to the way of SFC.
Yep.
Bringing them to soul point.
Give him that extra little bit of tankiness there. as Neozone trying to sneak her way on up to the top side of the map with Jolly Boy to pick up the kill onto Chicken Wings. But Chicken Wings just like, all right, I'll go back to my tower. It's right here. Again, the downfalls of not taking towers. Oh, Shorty, that was greedy. Tried to walk through the luck snare. Then the cocoon comes through as well. Shorty forced to ult backwards and blows flash. It was pathing. It was all pathing there. As Shorty actually gets taken down. I missed it. I think it was, it was the ace in the hole by Jodo. Picks it off. Oh, Charlie tried to get the Rune Prison down, but Jodo flashes away as well. Now without a smite to battle this one, this is the play here for SFC. They turn their focus onto Baron.
Yep, they got inhib, getting that pressure mid lane, killing Shorty when she was out of position there. Should make this a, I think I'm safe to say that this is a free Baron this time around.
Oh, they're getting close though. Jolly Boy and Charlie both get snared. What a play by Chips Kaloi! It secures the Baron. Not that they needed that much help, but a huge play by the support / mid laner, and not letting any more shenanigans come on through.
Chips with all of these off-screen snares that are just catching us by surprise. Really great play from him.
All right, so the gold lead now 12,000. This one firmly in the control of SFC with Baron-empowered minions pushing down the top lane. You got 3 in the top lane, 2 catching the next wave in mid lane. This is looking like major trouble here for the factory. Oh, snare lands onto Charlie. He has no way out. Will he get punched in the face? Yes, he will. Chicken Wings able to pick that one up. The Dragon trying to kill Barely Noah. The burn does take him down. Chicken Wings goes down as well. Jodo goes down as well. So Vayne and Tristana, those late game carries, pick up a couple kills. But here comes the bot lane. The ult comes on through. Jolly Boy very low, but will survive. Filipino Bro and Chips Kaloi show up a little late. It is a 2v3. And you got 280 carries in this one. Mother Duck hasn't gone back to heal yet. Neozone lands the hook. But again, like in the laning phase, there was nothing doing there. Mother Duck forced to flash away. Neozone gets the auto attack down to get the snare, but rooted on up and taken on down is Neozone. Filipino Bro on a killing spree. The inhib goes down, but the 2 members from SFC forced to run away. They pick up a couple of kills.
They were not shy about 2v3ing then, and for good reason. They put on a lot of damage to that Tristana, forcing her to flash and heal at the same time, and be able to get out when they needed as soon as everybody came up.
Again, there was an opportunity there. And this to me is amazing for the factory. They're finding these chances, these fights that are doing okay. And Shorty, here's another opportunity. Shorty actually might be in a lot of trouble. Does not have Dragon Form, able to get away from the cocoon. TP by Charlie trying to get the damage out of Filipino Bro, not quite able to, as Shorty dies before being able to turn into Dragon Form. And it's the cleanup crew. It's Chips Kaloi. It tastes delicious, just like the cookies, and able to pick up yet another kill.
Charlie trying to be there for his boy, but I think that would have been better left there. Shorty was out of position yet again. Oh, the flash snare
gets caught. Final spark. Chips Kaloi still going on, giving him out. The GGs come out as SFC is taking control of this one. They get the victory here and win the series 2-1 in the first match of the regular season of the LAS.
What a crazy game from Chips Kaloi. All around, really great macro play from SFC. Great team movement. And it really just was too much for Charlie and the PentaKill factory there.
Yeah, definitely was a great battle between these 2 teams throughout 3 games, but SFC stamping their dominance after games 2 and 3. Huge plays, and one of the big shifts, Chips Kaloi going to the bottom side of the map and helping out Filipino Bro. Maybe not at the beginning of game number 2 there, Keith, when they both towered out and died, but or I guess the beginning of this game where they tower dove and dive. But Chips Kaloi, what more can we say? Snares from off the screen, setting up Filipino Bro, setting up Jodo, setting up everyone on the squad. I think both supports in this game, all the supports in this game, we had multiple really showing up and setting the tone for both these teams, because Neozone had some very, very good engages and felt like they only died when their AD carry got caught. I was like, all right, I'll die for you, I guess. Yeah. But Mother Duck wasn't able to get the same juices going this time as he did on Ash.
Yeah, definitely. Like you mentioned, they found some of those fights, but just didn't have enough in them to really close it. Neozone was great at looking for those fights, especially that one Baron play to be able to recognize that the Caitlyn is low. I need to ult this person. Got those carries down really quickly, but just didn't have enough in the tank to bring down Barely Noah, Chips Kaloi, and Chicken Wings.
Yeah, let's turn it on over to KJ and Seth.
Hey,
y'all,
guys,
what do you think?
That was pretty cool. I do have a question for you, Digon. You're used to casting professionals, but you were just as excited, it seems like, casting these guys. Tell us about it. What is that, a game thing, or is just what is going on?
League's league, and knowing the fact that this is all for a fantastic cause also gets me always hype, you know? Like the fact that you got people that set aside their time for a great cause is always great.
Fantastic. Seth?
No, that was a very impressive game by SFC there. I actually was going to pick CPF to win that third game, but after watching it, now what would be the one change or adjustment that SFC did to win that game? Was it picking the mid lane? You guys talked about the mid lane, a surprise pick there. Was that the reason that they won this game?
Yeah, so Digon kind of touched on it earlier. This team is just a great team to take to the late game. Lots of players scaling there on their side with the Vayne, the Tristana, and the Ryze. So they really needed to be careful with their fights, which ones they took, especially because there's a lot of damage early game coming from Draven and Caitlyn and Set. So they really needed to pick their fights a little bit better and look for those opportunities where they can catch somebody without any vision, or 3v2 in the jungle, something like that. But unfortunately, they were the ones getting caught out, and SFC punished those mistakes.
So do you think? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of damage dealers on Charlie and the PentaKill Factory's team composition. Not a lot of tanks. So I would look at Jolly Boy, who was constantly getting banned out. Right, the Set, the Mordekaiser. Those are two like quasi tanks. You know, mainly tanks. But if you could add like one, maybe two more. So I'm thinking like an Ornn. Ornn is definitely tanky boy in the top side of the map that you could play, and then either of the Malphite or Malphite or Maokai, I think would work well as well to add to his repertoire. Because the Vayne was great, but you already got a lot of damage dealers from your jungler, from your AD carry. You need someone to be that beefy front line to give you time in those team fights. Because it was very much, as soon as the other team saw him, especially in the early game, they were getting blown up.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if we can interview some of the players, maybe specifically Chips Kaloi. Are you guys going to vote him as an MVP in this specific matchup?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it would be either Chips Kaloi or Barely Noah for me. A huge bounce back for Barely Noah after a tough early game.
So let's see if we can bring him in. Maybe we can have a quick interview with them. Keyline?
Yeah, let me message Chips Kaloi now.
Yeah, and you know, the games are actually pretty hype, and I think it was that way because of the way you casted that, Digon. It was a pleasure listening to the actual game, and every battle has that hype quality to it, right? And it really brings out the best in the games itself. And you know, Freedom and I, we don't play League. We just kind of started learning about it now, and it makes me want to learn more because of the way you casted it. So thank you for joining us.
No worries. Again, thanks for having me, and glad that you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, no doubt. I want to play. We've been playing a whole lot of Valorant, StarCraft, of course, right? And now League. I've been playing some heroes, but League looks really fun, so I can't wait to hop on more.
Just make sure you play with your friends.
I heard about that.
Don't play ranked. Don't play ranked.
Yeah, it gets tough out there. So I'm gonna pull in Chips Kaloi into our chat now for an interview with the player of the night.
Welcome, Chips Kaloy. You have been voted MVP by most of the panel here and also in chat. So we don't have an official voting here, but we're gonna dub you as MVP for this matchup. But congratulations on your win. How do you guys feel?
We feel good. I mean, it was kind of scary. We were all really nervous because it was the first game of the whole thing, like the In Cup esports tournament. So, kind of after first game and after all the jitters, we just were having fun, and that's really how we ended up winning.
Yeah, for sure. What was the thinking behind your move to the support role after you had a pretty damn good game at mid?
Oh no, I was just playing support for the team, and I was just like, yeah, I'll go wherever. I just want to play for the tournament, have fun. So wherever I go, as long as I guess we're communicating. That's why I looked so good at bot lane, because we were just talking a lot on comms.
Humble answer there. You were great in the mid lane with Anivia and in the bot lane. What other factors do you think led to tonight's win?
I mean, we practiced a lot, I guess.
Yeah, practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. Well, congrats again, Chips Kaloy. That was an awesome showing all throughout the 3 games there.
Yeah, I gotta to close it off though. What do you got to say to all 75 of the fans watching and seeing your dominant play as you were all over the place?
I mean, if they have the tournament again, I'll see you guys on the tournament. Maybe winner, maybe next year. I don't know if this is gonna be a full year kind of continuous kind of thing, but if they watch it, I hope they want to play sometime. So.
Well, there's a schedule, right, Seth? So we'll see him soon.
We'll see him soon. We're going to be looking out for the schedules for SFC T1. Although they said you guys are favored for this season, so we're looking forward to seeing all your games. And congratulations. So let's talk about the game tomorrow. We have another broadcast tomorrow. The game is going to be Keylime's team here. Question, Keylime, are you going to be playing tomorrow?
That remains to be seen from team captain Joe of Joe Mama. So we'll see how that roster shakes up tonight.
And yeah, we're going to be facing the Team Rocket, and that's going to be for tomorrow's cast. Back again at 7 p.m. And I just want to thank our casters here. Again, it was a very impressive job casting this game. Made me hyped up for every battle. And I'm trying to find out what the caster spells are. And as you say it like 2 casts per half a second, right? It's just hard to keep up, but it made me want to learn more. So
I'm chewing and I'm trying to wait a minute. I'm chewing too loud. Let me listen to what that is. It was really great.
It was really great. So again, I can't thank you enough, Digon, for joining us. Hopefully, you can join us again for future casts. Whenever you're available, and all of us are volunteers here. We're doing this for a great cause, and so we can raise funds. And thank you again for our commissioner here, Keylime. Again, great job. And I think we'll find out whether you're casting tomorrow or you're playing. So, it remains to be seen. And do you guys have anything to say? How can they follow you, Digon? All the 75 fans here?
You can follow me on Twitter at Digon. Nice and easy. It's 4 letters. You never get that. And then I post a lot of my League of Legends content on the professional scene at Venn Esports, VENN, like the Venn diagram, Venn Esports on YouTube. Usually got at least 1 video out a day, interviews with players, top plays, podcasts that we do called Face Check. One of the biggest, if not the biggest, in League of Legends esports. We cover the North American scene. Just again, thanks for having me. It was fun.
Be following that channel. Thanks again, Psystorm, for hosting this event. And thanks for Keylime again. How can they follow you, Keylime? Or do you have a handle
you can follow me on Instagram at NiceKeith08. And on League of Legends, please add me. You can find me at Keylime. And just want to thank all the viewers. Again, this wouldn't be happening without you all. This is all for a really great cause. So thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you to Digon for joining us on our stream today. Made the entire broadcast so much more exciting with that colorful commentary. So thank you so much, Digon, and again, all the viewers.
All right. Any last words, Freedom, before we sign off?
Nah, let's go sign off and play some games. There you go.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. Thanks again.
Back tomorrow.